Xavier. The Musketeers with a really exciting game last night, coming from behind and beating Texas. We'll see how healthy Illinois is.
0-1.
Yep. That's right. There you go. You got questions about that conference, don't you?
I'm telling you, I can be completely wrong about it, but I just don't. The top is very good. Very, very good. Yeah. I don't know what the middle is.
UCLA will play Utah State. That is a Midwest game. Out in the West Regional, you've got Maryland against Grand Canyon. And in the South Regional, Michigan State will open up against Bryant. And then the late game tonight has Michigan against San Diego State. That's a 12-5 game, and there's a history of that where Wisconsin was part of it, unfortunately, for the Badgers last year. And it's the last game tonight, which is supposed to start at 8 o'clock Denver time, and it'll probably be closer to 9. That's
correct.
So the waiting game is, what's the old song? The waiting is the hardest part.
Yeah, well, give me this tip time before that tip time for sure.
So the Big Ten, Oregon and Liberty, by the way, also that's an East Regional game that'll be going on tomorrow.
I think that gets a little tricky. I think that's a tricky one for Oregon.
Yep, and the winner of that game will play the winner of Arizona and Akron. Akron has put together a really good year. Of course, the Badgers saw Arizona up close. Of course, if you're a Big Ten fan, and if you're listening to this, it's a safe assumption that you are, you'd like to see as many teams as possible not just survive the opening round, but get through to the Sweet 16, because there have been years where the Big Ten was thought to be all that in a bag of chips, and no one got out of the first weekend.
Well, and that's been the biggest thing. When you get that many teams in, obviously, and you shouldn't judge it by just what happens in the NCAA tournament. Now, that's the way it will play out, is you will get judged by what happens in the NCAA tournament. It should be the way, but I just think in general, the Big Ten hasn't been talked about a lot this year. There's still some really good teams, and I like a lot of these matchups that they have.
All right, that is your Big Ten Report, brought to you by the Big Ten Network. When we continue, we'll get Butchie's keys to this first-round NCAA tournament game. This is Badger basketball from Learfield.
The Kohl Center, Camp Randall, the Field House. This is where the magic happens, where the best players lead with passion, fight with power, and win with exceptional performance. And now it's time we add another house to our Badger community. Meet Madison's newest powerhouse player, UW Health East Park Medical Center. Home of top doctors and advanced treatments, all under one roof. So no matter the opponent, we're the place to defeat it. UW Health. Remarkable.
Wisconsin is known for some pretty great things, like football, food, and family. At Jones Dairy Farm, we're proud to be a Wisconsin company, one that's been family-owned and operated in Fort Atkinson. Our all-natural breakfast sausage, dry-aged bacon, naturally smoked ham, Canadian bacon, and Braunschweiger have all been making Wisconsin breakfast better since 1889. And that Wisconsin pride is why Jones is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Go Badgers!
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. WEAbenefits.com. That's WEAbenefits.com. WEA Member Benefits is a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Need reliable waste and recycling services? Choose LRS. Driven by service and dedicated to sustainability, we're your partner in efficient waste management. Need more? We also offer convenient dumpster rentals and clean portable restrooms for any event or project. Trust LRS for all your waste needs. Visit lrsrecycles.com to sign up for service. That's lrsrecycles.com.
Hey Badger fans, Tony Drake with Drake & Associates, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. How do you prepare for the big game? You strategize, right? Well, retirement is your ultimate big game. And without a solid plan, it's like stepping onto the court without practice. But here's the game changer. Claim your retirement-ready toolkit for free from Drake & Associates. Just text Bucky to 262-600-2782. That's Bucky to 262-600-2782. Our retirement-ready roadmap is your playbook for financial success. Let's slam dunk your retirement goals together, because at Drake & Associates, we're your winning strategy for a financial game plan.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
Coverage continues. Time now for Butchie's Keys to today's matchup between the Badgers and the Montana Grizzlies.
This afternoon, it's going to start with points in the paint. Wisconsin has to dominate points in the paint. The next thing Wisconsin needs to do, rebound at an elite level. This is a game where you should out-rebound Montana by about 10 rebounds. I mean, you have to dominate it. Early quick start is the next thing. Make sure you get out to an early quick start. And the last thing that I look at in this game is how many fouls drawn can Wisconsin get? Can they start to kind of tap into that, continue to put your head down, drive to the basket? We know how good John Tonje has been all year long at creating fouls. That's something in this game. They have to stay disciplined in what they're trying to do. You're trying to touch the paint. You're trying to get to the rim. Stay disciplined. I know you want to shoot the ball from three, but turn that corner, and touch that paint and get to the free throw line.
Where they are better than anybody in America, 82.8% as a team at the free throw line, just off the record-setting pace from a few years ago from Villanova. Those are your keys to the game. We're back with the starting lineups presented by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. This is Badger basketball from Learfield.
Is this how you feed a hamster?
I think so.
Is my homework right?
I think so.
Is this milk still good?
I think so.
When it comes to parenting, sometimes it's okay to think you know. But when it's something as important as your child's car seat, don't just think. Know. Double check if your child is in the right seat for their age and size. It'll help protect them in a car crash. Don't just think. Know by visiting nhtsa.gov/the right seat. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Time for the UW Health Injury Update. UW Health Sports Medicine, treating the Badgers, treating you. All good. Going into this first round NCAA tournament game, Jim Snyder, Badger strength and conditioning coach, doing great work in the recovery mode of these guys. You heard Greg Gard talk about it. It's terminology that's way over my head. Butchie will explain it at some point here during the broadcast. Everybody, though, good to go for the Badgers here today. Now to the starting lineups, brought to you by the Wisconsin Department of Transportation. Don't drop the ball, Badger fans. The Wisconsin DOT reminds you to drive sober. For the Montana Grizzlies, Travis DeCure in his 11th year as the head coach. His teams have won 226 times. He is the winningest coach in school history, and it is quite a collection of coaches through the years. Judd Heathcote, Mike Montgomery, to name a couple. And here's a starting five made up of Tejon Sawyer. He is a 6'8 senior out of San Francisco, 9 points, about 4 rebounds a game. Brandon Whitney, 6'1 senior, Mission Hills, California, 9 points, 2.2 rebounds, 2.7 assists per game. Joe Pridgeon, as we mentioned, he's a Bulldog, 6'5 senior from Massachusetts, 11.5 points, 7 rebounds. He's blocked 25 shots. Malik Moore, 6'5 junior out of Ventura, California, at nearly 13 points a game, better than 3 rebounds, 2.5 assists. And Kai Johnson rounding out the starting five, 6'4 senior out of Olympia, Washington. He's a D2 transfer from Western Washington, scored more than 1,100 points there in 3 years. He is averaging 11 a game. He has 44 steals this season. He's getting ready to make his 21st start. For Greg Gard's Wisconsin Badgers, the lineup that you normally will see or hear, you've got Stephen Crowell, At 7 feet tall, 248 pounds, grad student from Eagan, Minnesota. Nolan Winter, 6'11", sophomore out of Lakeville, Minnesota. Both Crowell and Winter averaging 9.5 points a game. Crowell 5.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists. His 87 assists leads this team. Nolan Winter averaging close to 6 rebounds a game. John Tanjay, 6'5", grad transfer out of North Omaha, Nebraska. Better than 19 points, close to 5.5 rebounds a game. John Blackwell, 6'4", sophomore from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. 15.5 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And Max Klesman will round out the starting 5, 6'4", senior out of Neenah, 9.5 points, 2.5 rebounds per game. And those are your starting lineups for the Badgers and the Montana Grizzlies, as we are now moments away from the opening tip, which is presented by Odyssey Brands. Coming up, this is Badger basketball from Learfield.
Are you seeking a better career? Rail Transport offers truck drivers a variety of driving jobs earning top wages. No CDL? No problem. Get paid to get your CDL with Rail's on-the-job paid training program. We're also seeking top talent for driver and customer support positions. To see all the career opportunities at Rail and how you can take home more and be home more, visit rail.jobs. That's rail.jobs. Rail Transport is a proud sponsor of the Badgers.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm Sawyer, and I'm Shannon. Together, we're Twin Stunts, the only twin motorcycle freestyle show in the world. We are born and raised in Wisconsin, so we want all our fellow cheeseheads to know that even though we clutch it up, hit 12, and drift in our show, we would never do it on the open road. And there's another thing we would never do on the road. Drive drunk. Drive sober or get pulled over. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
The big game. Family. Friends. We know you count on Alliant Energy to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need, whether you're watching the game, cooking your famous burgers, or leaving a light on for loved ones. For us, it means going beyond the expected to make sure we're planning for the energy you need today and tomorrow. That way you can keep your eye on the ball and focus on what's most important to you. Find out more at alliantenergy.com/poweringbeyond.
Usinger's has been making America's finest sausage for over 140 years. Flash frozen and vacuum packed, Usinger's fresh brats are styrofoam free and will stay for 6 months in your freezer. And because there's no air in the package, there's no need for chemical preservatives. Usinger's fresh brats are the freshest and most additive free you will find. Enjoy some this summer with all of our other great Link products. Our vac packed sausage seals in flavor and leaves out chemicals. Remember, if it's got the elf on the label, you've got quality on the table.
Wisconsin is home to some of the best educators in the country. The Outstanding Educator Program is brought to you by WEA Member Benefits, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Throughout the season, we are honoring incredible educators who go above and beyond for their students and communities. Do you know an educator who deserves the spotlight? Nominate them today at uwbadgers.com/outstanding educator. That's uwbadgers.com/outstanding educator. Because great educators make Wisconsin proud.
On the Badger Sports Network from Learfield, Badger basketball is on the air.
When you think of Wisconsin basketball, you think about discipline.
John Tanjay with his fifth triple of the day. Have mercy.
You think about being fundamentally sound.
Kamari McGee with a triple, the 19th made three today.
You think about playing with a level of toughness.
Brought the left wing, goes to the goal and sends it down with the right hand.
Every day there's another step.
And the Wisconsin Badgers on a special night take down a top 10 team as they storm the floor at the Kohl Center.
On Wisconsin. Badger basketball is brought to you by Fabic Cat, your cat equipment dealer throughout Badgerland.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison and Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, proud casino partners of Wisconsin Athletics. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards, proud partner of Badger Basketball. Live from Denver, Colorado, the Badgers, the Grizzlies. This is the NCAA tournament. Tip-off is just moments away. Let's go courtside. Here's the voice of the Badgers, Matt LePay.
Good afternoon from Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado, with Brian Butch, our engineer Dave McCann, and Aisha Jackson at our network studio. This is Matt LePay. Welcome to Wisconsin basketball, and welcome to the 2025 NCAA tournament. The 28th appearance all-time for Wisconsin men's basketball, the 24th appearance in the last 26 tournaments, and they entered this year's event as a number 3 seed, taking on the 14 seed Montana Grizzlies, winners of the Big Sky Conference tournament, co-champions in the regular season. And it's a short turn, but it seems like the Michigan game was forever ago, doesn't it, Butchie? Finally here and ready to go, and this place is filling up for the first game of the day here in Denver.
It is, and I didn't anticipate this. It's a full arena, and now the boys just get to go play. And that all the hoopla, everything that goes with it, you handle the emotion of losing at Michigan in the championship game of the Big Ten tournament. Now you finally get to go play again. This is 40 minutes. That's all you're guaranteed. They know that. The coaching staff knows it. Now you get to toss it up and go have some fun.
Yeah, much was made of this quick turn, and Michigan is out here as well as a 5 seed. Dusty May's team, which won the Big Ten Tournament Championship, will play the final game, the 4th and final game of this day/night in Denver. But as we mentioned, Butchie, sometimes it's better to be first than last. They get up, they go. They've gone through an elaborate rest and recovery routine. I don't even know if routine is the right word. It was a lengthy day on Monday, but they talk about this team being as good as you can hope for, and the main thing is it's healthier. It is a lot healthier than the team that went into Brooklyn last March.
There's no question, and as a player, you go through all the recovery, but now you get to play. Like as a kid, this is what you dream of. As a kid, you're asking your teachers to bring TVs into the classroom so that you can watch March Madness.
That's right.
Now you get to be a part of it. All of that's gone as a player. Like I know the coaches, it's on the coaches' minds. It's on Schneid's mind, the strength and conditioning coach. But as a player, this is all you've asked for as a kid, is an opportunity to play on this stage under these lights and have everybody pay attention to you.
And I like the fact, in talking with Greg Gard a little while ago, he had used the word fun, and you've got to remember to have that. We know it's been a while since Wisconsin has gotten out of the first weekend. 2017 was the last Sweet 16 of more recent history. Last year, punching out of the first round to a good James Madison team 3 years ago, getting bumped out in the second round of the tournament. They know all of that. Most of these guys had little, if anything, to do with 3 years ago even, or in some cases even last year, but just go out and have some fun. And that's been a consistent deal with this team. They like being around each other. They love playing the game.
And they play it the right way. And when you play it the right way, you can have fun with the game. That's the thing about this group, is it's not just one guy. We know what John Tonja can do. We know what John Blackwell can do. But Nolan Winter's been phenomenal. Big Steve's been phenomenal. Carter Gilmore's been great when he's needed to step up. Kamari McGee's had his moment. Like, that's why you can have fun, because you know as a group you're going to play the game the right way. You're going to take care of the basketball, and you're going to rely on your teammates to make plays when their number's called. That is fun basketball.
Yep, and the Grizzlies have had fun as well this season, averaging 77 points a game. They hit half of their shots overall. They can get hot from the three-point line. And their guys were mentioning it yesterday. Their goal was to make this tournament. They've had a little heartbreak in recent years. And their championship game with Northern Colorado got tense, but the Grizzlies had an answer, ended up winning that game, winning the conference tournament, and thus punching the ticket into this NCAA tournament. They're looking for their first NCAA tournament win since 2006 under former Bucks player and coach Larry Krystowiak led his team to a win there. They were in it in consecutive years in 18 and 19, losing to Michigan on both occasions. So the program of Montana gets another crack at a Big Ten team. Thing is, Butchie, I don't know how many people know it. They've been good for a long time. That is a really, really good program out in the Big Sky Conference.
It is, and the Badgers played Montana State, same conference, same team, so they seen style of play, a little bit of what that conference is like. But Montana, what they do, they're tough. They have depth. They have guys, 6 different guys. They're average anywhere from 9 to 13. Like, they're a really good basketball team. So you got to stay dialed in. You got to stay focused on what you do. If you're Wisconsin, though, you continue to hit that paint. I'm going to say it a lot. I know this has been a year of the 3. Today is a day that the big fella likes, because you got to get it into the paint and you got to dominate the paint.
Your officials, Byron Jarrett, Mike Littlewood, and Chris Paskey. So, yes, after 5 straight games working a Wisconsin basketball game, Keith Kimball is not here today. So now that we got that out of the way, let's just play some basketball and have some fun here in Denver, Colorado. Badgers as the 3 seed with the home whites and the Cardinal and black trim, the player designed uniforms that they have worn from time to time this year. The Grizzlies and the traveling maroon and the white trim, as we are about set to go. Wisconsin and Montana. NCAA first round action from Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. It'll be Tajon Sawyer and Stephen Crow jumping center. Toss, tap to the Badgers. Wisconsin moves to our right, and we are underway. John Blackwell against Brandon Whitney, throwing to Winter, flips to Tanjay. He's with Kai Johnson. They go into Crow. Left block, turns baseline, reverse layup is good, and that's how the party starts.
Run a great play, just a cross screen to get Big Steve right into the post.
Montana moves to our left. Brandon Whitney throwing to Joe Pridgeon. He's against Nolan Winter. Gives off Malik Moore at the free throw line, shadowed by Klesman. Gets it back out to Whitney on the right side. Feeds Sawyer, baseline right, goes to the bucket, kicks it Pridgeon. Open 3, Kai Johnson left side, good. And it's 3-2 Montana. We are 40 seconds into the game. Montana as a team shoots 36% from the three-point line. Nolan Winter high on the left, throwing to Klesman. He gets clamped on by Malik Moore. Now Tanjay on the left side. He'll feed Crowell up top, snaps off a 3, and it's off the rim, no good. Brandon Whitney the rebound for Montana, and he'll push it up the floor in a hurry. Hits the brakes, feeds Pridgeon, dribbles to the right side. Nolan Winter defending him. They have him isolated now. Pridgeon moving in, low on the right, takes it left, feeds more, shot fake, spins by Klesman. Mid-post left jump, in and out, no good. The rebound to Nolan Winter. Outlet to Klesman up the right side of the front court, minute 20 in. Klesman hits the brakes, finds Winter, goes to the goal, layup, good, it counts and a foul. They'll get Tajon Sawyer for the foul, and one for Nolan Winter, who was flying to the bucket.
And as that was happening, the first thing I thought was attack, attack, attack. You can attack in that moment, and that's why it's so important, because initially, early on, that first initial wave, that's where Wisconsin's been so good this year, get some easy extra buckets.
It is 4-3 Wisconsin. We're not quite a minute and a half into the game. Winter's free throw is good. He's a 79% free throw shooter, and it's 5-3 Wisconsin early on in Denver. Whitney right side of the front court for the Grizzlies. He'll throw to Johnson between the circles, guarded by Tanjay. Johnson on the left side works off the screen from Pridgeon to the line. In the lane, the floater, right hand, no good. Rebound, Nolan Winter for Wisconsin. Outlet to Blackwell. Here's John to the front court for the Badgers. He'll feed Winter between the circles. Gives off to Klesman high on the left. Moore defending. Klesman dribbles off the left wing. In the lane, up right hand. Off the left side iron, no good. Sawyer the rebound. Won it out for Wisconsin. And here comes Malik Moore, the 6'5 junior out of Ventura, California. Around the Sawyer screen, slipped it into Sawyer. Low on the left. Crowd cut him off. A throw back out to Moore. He's between the arcs. 2 minutes in. 5-3 Wisconsin. Moore off the Sawyer screen. Leaning. Left elbow jump is good. Malik Moore ties the game at 5. There's Blackwell to the front court for the Badgers on the left side. He'll throw to Winter. Tossing to Klesman. Gets it back to Winter. Right block and had it knocked away. Foul is called. They're going to get Joe Pridgeon. That'll be his first foul. Is Carter Gilmore and Kamari McGee ready to come in for the Badgers.
And both bigs for Montana with 2 fouls that I would say were cheap fouls. It's something to monitor, as we talked about, kind of that foul trouble. Can Wisconsin get Montana in it? Those first 2 fouls by Montana just weren't smart fouls.
Jensen Bradkey, a 6'10 redshirt freshman from Australia, coming into the game. These are going to go a little bit bigger as Pridgeon is out. Inbounds pass to Winter. Throws it to Tanjay on the right side. Tanjay move it in. One pump. Good close from Johnson. A pass for Winter. Got tapped out of bounds by Sawyer. And with 12 to shoot, the Badgers will be inbound.
And again, when you're trying to get the ball into the post, the ball's got to move side to side. You got to get Montana's defense to shift a little bit here.
Another sub coming in, Money Williams, 6th man of the year in the Big Sky Conference. He comes in for Brandon Whitney. 2.5 minutes in, we are tied at 5. Tajay sideline right, throws it into Winter, feeds Carter Gilmore, gives off to McGee. Kamari to the line, in the lane, runs it back out to Winter. Sends it to Gilmore, 4 to shoot. Gilly lets it fly, deep 3, left side, off the rim, too hard, no good. Rebound, Tejon Sawyer of Montana.
Not a good offensive possession for Wisconsin from the start there.
Money Williams against John Blackwell at the top of the circle. A handoff to Malik Moore. He's against Kamari McGee. Moore tosses it back to Williams. Starting to back on Blackwell, shovels it into Sawyer, left of the lane, feeds Williams, a shot fake, 2-man game. Sawyer, kick out right side, Bradkey tries a 3, off the rim, no good. Blackwell the rebound for Wisconsin. We're 3:10 in, tied at 5. Blackwell, left-hand dribble, left lane line, goes to the cup, and the layup is good for John Blackwell, his first points.
Yeah, they've really had success early on in this game as far as first transition buckets.
7-5 Wisconsin. Malik Moore to the front court, throwing to Kai Johnson, whips it inside. Bradkey catches his feet, broken up by Gilmore, taken away by Winter. Up the floor comes Blackwell, up the middle, bounces McGee to the rim. Reverse layup is good. Oh, an athletic play from McGee, and it's 9-5 Wisconsin.
And another transition basket for Wisconsin. Like, they could get out and run, and they've done it so far.
3:45 gone by, 9-5 the Badgers. Money Williams, right sideline. Hooks a pass to Sawyer. Right of the lane against Winter, backing in to the block. Pass knocked away again, stolen by Gilmore. Lead feed McGee. Kamari driving by Bradkey in the lane. His pass got knocked out of bounds, and it went off of McGee. It went off of Kai Johnson, then McGee, and out of bounds. And now Stephen Crow will come in for Nolan Winter. Well, Carter Gilmore making some things happen on the defensive end early on.
Well, and Wisconsin defensively, the reason that they've got a couple of turnovers is they've used their length. And that's one thing Montana hasn't seen a lot of. Is length. So be in passing lanes, show your hands. They all have, and that's why they've created these deflections and turnovers.
Crow back in. You got Jack Janicki on the floor. Brandon Whitney back on for Montana. Money Williams dribbling right to left, gives off to Whitney, feeds Pridgeon, who's back out there. And now Austin Patterson, Max Klesman's old roommate at Wofford. They go into Pridgeon, backing on Gilmore. Right block, one pump, leans in, shot knocked away by Gilmore, out of bounds. It'll belong to Montana. Carter Gilmore, a factor defensively in the early minutes of this game. We'll have our first media timeout. Wisconsin basketball brought to you in part by Cleary Building Corp. Built with pride before the Shamrock is applied. Explore clearybuilding.com today. And American Family Insurance is the official insurance partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Visit amfam.com/Badgers all season long for exclusive Badger fan content and more. 15:40 left in the first half. Wisconsin 9, Montana 5. This is Badger basketball from Learfield.
The big game. Family. Friends. We know you count on Alliant Energy to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need, whether you're watching the game, cooking your famous burgers, or leaving a light on for loved ones. For us, it means going beyond the expected to make sure we're planning for the energy you need today and tomorrow. That way you can keep your eye on the ball and focus on what's most important to you. Find out more at alliantenergy.com/poweringbeyond.
With the Ford crew.
Sam, do you know what these trucks have in common?
They're all Ford trucks.
And
they're built Ford tough?
Also true, but specifically they're Ford F-Series trucks, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years.
48 years? We should celebrate a month-long event.
Sam.
A truckload of value.
Sam.
Across the entire lineup of Ford trucks.
Sam.
That's called Truck Month already, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I knew it.
Based on 1977 to 2024 CY Industry reported total sales.
Hey Badger fans, the time-honored Crazy Legs Classic is back in Madison on Saturday, April 26th. Take on the 8K run, 2-mile walk, or 8K wheelchair race and kick off spring with your fellow Badgers. The Crazy Legs Classic is presented by Everlight Solar, J.D. McCormick Properties, Odyssey Greek Yogurt, Mueller Sports Medicine, and WMTV 15. Sign up now for one of Madison's greatest springtime traditions on Saturday, April 26th at crazylegsclassic.com. That's crazylegsclassic.com.
Join the Wisconsin Department of Corrections and make a positive impact on lives across the state. Enjoy an excellent state benefits package and a nationally ranked pension program. The Wisconsin DOC is currently hiring registered nurses with a starting pay of $41 per hour to provide essential health care to those in our care. To learn more and to apply, go to wisc.jobs. That's WISC.jobs.
This broadcast of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the NCAA through Westwood One. It is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. 15:40 left first half. 9-5 Wisconsin leads Montana. Grizzlies ball, 9 seconds on the shot clock. And they are inbounding baseline right. Williams loops it in. He goes over Pridge into the backcourt, gathered by Whitney. Shot clock at 7. Whitney against Janicki. High screen from Pridge, picked up by Gilmore. Mid-range jumper off the rim, no good. Rebound run down by Gilmore. Releases the pass before he went out of bounds to Crowell. And here comes Klesmit for Wisconsin. Max against his old buddy off the right wing. Turns it out to Gilmore. Carter feeds Stephen Crowell. Now it's McGee outside left. Bounces into Crowell. Crowell against Pridgeon. Backing right block. Spins, feeds Gilmore, 10 to shoot. Klesmit against Austin Patterson. Max drives by him, goes to the cup, layup no good, and the rebound to Money Williams of Montana. Up the floor, feeding Bradkey on the right side. Throws it back to Williams. He is crowded by McGee outside right. 5 minutes in, 9-5 Wisconsin. Patterson against Klesmit. Rotates to Whitney. Drives off the left wing. Gets stopped by Gilmore, and they'll bring it back out top. Shot clock is at 10. Whitney in the lane against Janicki. Muscles it up. In and one. Brandon Whitney with the veteran move against the redshirt freshman. Foul on Janicki. Basket is good. It's 9-7 Wisconsin.
And that's where Jack just needs to be a little bit understanding that the driving lane is going to be there. So you've got to try to beat him to the spot. When you finally do beat him to the spot, now all of a sudden you're not delayed, so that you cause a foul. Little late, that's where the foul happens. Then you give him a chance for an and one. You got to beat him there.
Tanjay comes back in for Janicki. Brandon Whitney, an 83% free throw shooter, and missed this as it rattled out. The rebound to John Tanjay. 9-7 Wisconsin, 14:42 left in the first half. Tanjay throwing to Gilmore. He'll flip to Klesmit outside left. Malik Moore defending it. Bounce pass to Crowell outside right. He'll send it to Blackwell. Blackwell starts to probe, steps back, snaps off a three. Off the rim short, no good. Joe Pridge in the rebound. The Badgers over the last 9 games are 30% from the three-point line. That includes the 19 for 32 against UCLA. Money Williams tries a three straight away. That's off the rim and out. Blackwell the rebound for Wisconsin. Blackwell off the left sideline, throwing to Tanjay at the top. 9-7 Wisconsin, 14:07 left in the first half. Blackwell driving baseline on Whitney. It's stopped by Pridgeon. A throw out to Gilmore. Skips it off to Tanjay. Shot clock at 10. Tanjay against Money Williams. Barreling in the lane and walked with the ball. And a turnover for Wisconsin.
And right now, Matt, offensively for Wisconsin, it's a little bit of a struggle. Montana's loaded in the box. They're going to make it extremely difficult. How do you get a defense to spread out when the box is loaded? You get multiple ball reversals. The ball has to move multiple sides quickly. We're not seeing enough of that quickly back and forth right now offensively for Wisconsin.
Pridgeon out. Tajon Sawyer back in for Montana. Brandon Whitney outside right feeds Malik Moore. Left of the circle against Klesmit. He'll toss it to Patterson on the left side. Klesmit picks him up. Two former Wofford Terriers going at it. A feed inside to Sawyer. Spinning low in the left. Up right hand. Tough shot. Back rim no good. Crowell the rebound for Wisconsin. 13:30 left in the half. 9-7 the Badgers. Here's Crowell throwing to Klesmit outside left. Max slipped it into Crowell. Bobbles, gathers. Low on the right. Goes up and out. No good. Got his own rebound. Pushed it up and in. Crowell with 4. The lead is 4 for Wisconsin.
It probably should have had an and one there too.
And they let it go. We have 13-10 left in the first half. 11-7 Wisconsin. Whitney, left of the lane. Knocked away Klesmit. Into the hands of Sawyer. He'll work in lane. Hits Klesmit. Shot up, no, but a foul on Max. Might have been in the restricted area there. First foul on Klesmit. And free throws coming up with the Badgers leading 11-7. 13:05 left in the first half. Tajon Sawyer, 73.5% from the free throw line.
I'll be honest.
Maybe he wasn't in the restricted area.
He wasn't, but he was set. That's one where he was set for a while.
Sawyer averaging 9 points a game. First free throw will dance in for him, as Xavier Amos will come in for Carter Gilmore, and McGee is going to re-enter for Klesman.
And right now, Wisconsin's bigs against the undersized bigs of Montana, Wisconsin's doing a good job of making sure that there's not that disadvantage.
Second free throw for Sawyer is on the way. Left that short. Rebound pinballed around to Amos. I want to pick up on that because guarding those guys is tough with the big.
And
right?
They're doing a really good job.
Here's Tanjay trying to dunk it. It whipped out of bounds as he just lost control of the ball. He was looking to hammer it down, and it whistled to the Montana bench. Kamari McGee saying that's all right. Tanjay, of course, had just the one field goal against Michigan on Sunday. That was a dunk, but he was terrific in the Big Ten tournament. Money Williams between the circles against Sawyer, left of the lane. Drives, feeds Sawyer, low on the right, layup good. Well done.
And that ball screen cover, well done offense, but bad defense. The ball screen defense needs to be more aggressive.
11-10 Wisconsin, 12.5 left in the half. Here's Tanjay throwing to Crowell, right of the circle, dumps it into Xavier Amos against Money Williams. Turns, flipped it up, off the rim, no good. Rebound, X gets it back, low on the left, gets the putback. First points for Amos, 13-10 Wisconsin.
And the ball's got to keep touch. The advantage is it's there. Let's just put it that way.
13 points, 12 in the paint for Wisconsin, plus one free throw. Malik Moore, baseline right. A bump with Tanjay, they play on. Whitney high on the right. Feeds Money Williams, left of the circle. Williams against John Blackwell, darts it back to Whitney. Driving, right of the lane, runs it up. Blocked by Amos. He just gobbled it up. Here comes Blackwell for Wisconsin. Blackwell, left lane line. Takes it back out to the corner, now on the left wing. He's against Patterson, drives off the wing to the rim. Layup good for Blackwell. Oh, what a block by Amos. I know Travis DeCure was looking for the goaltending.
And it looked like it kind of was. So I think you take advantage of that. That or X just surprised the heck out of me.
15-10, Wisconsin, 11:30 left in the first half. Money Williams to the free throw line, lost his balance, got the ball away. Moore tries a three and drills it from right of the circle. Malik Moore, a 41% shooter from distance. 15-13, Wisconsin, 11-17 left in the half. Tanjay on the left side for Wisconsin. He'll try the three. Got it and one. Money Williams the foul. Tanjay the triple. 5-point lead for Wisconsin. And we'll have immediate timeout, and then Tanjay will step to the free throw line. Breaking the action here in Denver. Today's game brought to you in part by Alliant Energy. Visit AlliantEnergy.com to see how Alliant Energy invests in diverse energy solutions for today and the future. And by Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, the best place for grown-up entertainment, games, and fun times. Your odds are better here. 11 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first half. Wisconsin 18, Montana 13. This is Badger basketball from Learfield.
Save big on your next landscaping project now at Menards. Whether you're shopping for edgers, pavers, or wall blocks, we have the largest in-stock selection of concrete landscaping blocks ready to take home today. Plus, get fast, free estimates using our landscape design program in-store or on Menards.com. Save big on all landscape blocks when you shop at Menards. And don't forget to check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, Badger fans, you want your family to be warm and comfortable during the brutal Wisconsin winters, right? That's why it's good to know the knowledgeable, friendly dealers at Bryant Heating and Cooling, who will do whatever it takes to keep your furnace running efficiently, no matter what the weather throws at you. Plus, score up to $2,600 in tax credits on qualifying Bryant systems, and ask about local rebates and financing for qualified buyers. Find your dealer at Bryant.com. That's Bryant.com, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The unexpected happens every day. When it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. And Badger Extra is the best website and mobile app for everything Badger sports from the experts at the State Journal. Go to badgerextra.com or search your app store today. 11 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first half. Wisconsin 18, Montana 13. John Tonje will have a free throw to try to finish a 4-point play.
And a big one to go in. First made three for Wisconsin. And they went under. Montana went under the ball screen. When you go under it, John's going to let the thing fly. And we know how they've shot the ball, over a stretch around 30% since the Oregon game. But to see that first one go in is huge as far as what it does confidence-wise for John, but also what it does for this Grizz defense. It's you make one, now all of a sudden do you go under again? Hey, you start making a couple more, and it makes it that much more difficult to figure out how you want to guard that side ball screen action.
Says something about Tonje and how good he was in Indianapolis despite the struggles offensively against Michigan, and pretty much everybody did struggle on both sides. Tonje averaged 21 points, 7.5 rebounds, and was 12 of 26 from the
That's
three-point
the number.
line.
I mean, that right there is the number that you look at and say, okay, he got himself back on track.
He is a 91% free throw shooter, takes better than 6 attempts per game on average. His first foul shot today, and he converts a 4-point play, and it's 19-13 Wisconsin. Ty Johnson quickly to the front court against Tonje. 11:07 left in the first half. Malik Moore right on the catch. Kamari McGee is in his grill. A flip goes to Money Williams, left of the lane. Bounce pass Joe Pridgeon. Backing on Xavier Amos. Pridgeon right block, pushed off, throws it up, and walked first. Turnover, Montana. That's an interesting matchup for Xavier Amos.
That's a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, Pridgeon spends a little time in the weight room.
Just like you did this morning.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I thought.
I'm going double days right now. There's Blackwell going into Amos. Right block against Pridgeon. Puts it up. It rolls in. Yes, sir. Xavier Amos saying, I spent some time in the weight room, too. 21-13 Wisconsin. 10:35 left in the half. Ty Johnson along the right sideline off the Sawyer screen. Works off it again. Baseline right. Slipped it into Sawyer. Out to Pridgeon. Left corner three in the air. Off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound Nolan Winter, Wisconsin. Here comes Blackwell. Scoots up the left sideline of the front court for the Badgers against Money Williams. Throws it out to Winter. Left of the circle. Rotates to Tonje high in the right. Behind the back dribble. Ty Johnson with the tight defense. Splitting two is Tonje out to Xavier Amos. Flips a three. Missed it. Rebound. Grabbed by John Tonje off a tip. Spin move in the lane. Got tied up. And they get a held ball. Arrow to Montana. Tonje just turning up the aggressiveness mode there. And it'll be Montana ball when play continues. Menards is a proud sponsor of Wisconsin Athletics and reminds everyone to save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. A 30-second timeout looked like taken by Montana. So we will... It should be a full time. It will be a full. Yeah. All right, 10:04 left in the first half. It's Wisconsin 21, Montana 13. This is Badger basketball from Learfield.
Hey, so what's a great way to spread awareness that driving high is illegal everywhere? A catchy song, of course.
You can run, but you can't drive high. You can run, but you can't drive high.
Friendly reminder, don't drive high. If you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Comes to a gun suicide attempt, all it takes is a moment.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost. I had snapped.
I had a gun and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still a life to live for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone. Store your guns, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo. Hear more safe stories at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
Hey, Badger fans, the Wisconsin Pork Association encourages you to enjoy pork while supporting our Badgers all year long. Visit WPPA.org for recipes and information. 10 minutes, 4 seconds left in the first half. Wisconsin 21, Montana 13.
And right now, the start that Wisconsin got off to, you knew Montana was going to try to get out there quick, play. Wisconsin didn't allow that. Got a couple turnovers, got some fast break points, and now it's kind of settled down for everybody. And so that's the start you wanted for Wisconsin.
Brandon Whitney and the Montana Grizzlies. They're 5 of 14 from the field here so far. Whitney between the circles, throwing to Sawyer at the top of the arc. He is checked by Nolan Winter. Hands off to Kai Johnson, slips it back into Sawyer. Low on the left, up over Winter, too hard, no good. Rebound Pridgeon, but let's see, a foul looks like inside going against Wisconsin.
And you can see right now Wisconsin's length is giving both post players for Montana. They're making it very difficult on them.
Foul is on Carter Gilmore, his first. As the Grizzlies reset the offense. Whitney against McGee between the circles. 9:40 left in the half. Badgers lead by 8. Whitney throwing to Pridgeon, top of the arc. Hands off to Malik Moore. Throws it back to Pridgeon, low on the right to the rim. Layup good. Pridgeon with his first points.
Yeah, Montana's getting some stuff off of that pick and roll right in the middle of the floor.
21-15 Wisconsin. 9:25 left in the half. Gilmore goes into Nolan Winter. Right block, gets double, throws it up. It's off the rim, no good. Sawyer defending, and it's tipped out of bounds. It'll belong to Wisconsin as Stephen Crowell ready to check back in for the Badgers. He'll come in for Nolan Winter. 9:18 remaining in the half. 21-15 Wisconsin. Kamari McGee will inbound. McGee gets it into Crowell against Tajon Sawyer. Throw to Klesman on the right side. Whitney with the quick close. Now Gilmore at the top. Rotates to McGee, high on the left. A pass to Crowell. Took a look, instead gives to Tanjay. Tanjay, a step back three in the air. Money. John Tanjay with his second triple. 24-15 Wisconsin. Kai Johnson out between the circles with 8:55 left of the first half. A pass for Malik Moore, high on the right. Moore against Klesman. Edge on the screen from Crowell. Throw to Johnson. Pridgeon with the high ball screen. Now it's Kai Johnson against Gilmore. He'll try a three, and he'll hit it. Kai Johnson's second three, 24-18 Wisconsin.
Yeah, good answer there by Kai Johnson.
8:37 left in the first half. Carter Gilmore throwing to Tanjay on the right side. A bump and a foul called on Johnson. Trying to draw the charge. He is hit with the block. That'll be his first foul, the team's fourth.
That's been a block the entire year.
Yes, it has. Yep.
That wasn't even close.
We have seen more charges called the last 3 weeks or so, but that was an
Not
easy
on
block
that play.
call.
That was an easy one.
8:33 left in the half. 6-point lead Wisconsin. Inbounds pass to Crowell. Crowell against Tajon Sawyer. Steve backing. Right block. Turns again. Turns it back out to Gilmore. Finds Klesman with a shot clock at 10. Crowell with a feed for McGee. Kamari dribbles off the right wing. Beats Gilmore. Tries a three. Left of the circle. Around and out. No good. Rebound tipped. Gathered by Kai Johnson. Outlet to Whitney. He'll push it to the front court. Whitney on the right wing for Montana with 8:07 left in the half. 24-18 Wisconsin. John Blackwell ready to come back in for the Badgers as Johnson sets the floor near the center circle against John Tanjay. Kai Johnson surveys. Shot clock is at 10. Johnson right side turns the corner. Drives baseline. Goes up. Got tied up by McGee. And Gilmore comes up with it. Falling to the floor. A pass release to Stephen Crowell. And now McGee to the front court. Oh, what a play.
What a play. Absolutely what a play. It was all verticality.
Here's Tanjay against Kai Johnson. Out to Crowell. Open three. Left side. Book it.
Hey, there you go. Hey, that arm's going to get... our arm's going to get bruised today.
Big makes a three. That gets our big all excited, to my right. 27-18, Wisconsin, 7:22 left in the first half. Kai Johnson for Montana. Outside left, curls around the Sawyer screen, dribbles left elbow, stops. He'll feed Pridgeon at the top against Gilmore. Got by him, goes to the goals, spikes him with the right hand.
That's where Carter's got to stay in front of him. I mean, he does such a great job of being able to play out of that action.
And McGee had it poked away from behind. Turnover, Wisconsin. Badgers up 7. Malik Moore steps into a 3, left side. In and out, no good. Rebound, Pridgeon runs it down right corner, and he spikes it off of Kamari McGee and out of bounds. And we'll have the under 8 media timeouts. Wisconsin basketball brought to you by Rail Transport, offering exceptional transportation services, truck driving jobs, CDL training, and so much more across Wisconsin. Learn more at rail.jobs. 6:54 left in the first half. Wisconsin 27, Montana 20. This is Badger basketball from Learfield.
An elegant, intimate experience in fine dining is right here at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. The Copper Oak Steakhouse and Lounge features choice cuts of Angus beef and fresh seafood prepared to perfection over an open flame grill, complemented by an extensive selection of fine wines and signature martinis. A passion for detail in exceptional dining. The Copper Oak Steakhouse and Lounge at Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Open Thursday through Sunday. Call and make your reservations today.
Wisconsin is known for some pretty great things, like football, food, and family. At Jones Dairy Farm, we're proud to be a Wisconsin company, one that's been family-owned and operated in Fort Atkinson. Our all-natural breakfast sausage, dry-aged bacon, naturally smoked ham, Canadian bacon, and Braunschweiger have all been making Wisconsin breakfast better since 1889. And that Wisconsin pride is why Jones is a proud partner of Wisconsin athletics. Go Badgers!
The countdown to savings is on at Clary Building Corp. Get the best prices of the year right now at any Clary location or contact us for a free consultation on the building you have been dreaming about. Clary has a building for every stage of your life. Visit clarybuilding.com today to see all of the amazing building options we offer. Don't let the clock run out for big savings.
Wisconsin basketball brought to you by U.S. Bank, a proud partner of Wisconsin athletics. Together, there's nothing as powerful as the power of us. U.S. Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. 10 for an ID. This is Badger basketball from Learfield. Six minutes, 54 seconds left in the first half. Wisconsin 27, Montana 20. It'll be Grizzlies ball with 18 on the shot clock when play resumes.
To start the game, we talked about the keys, points in the paint. Well, Wisconsin right now, 16-8. They're up by 7. I mean, it really becomes that simple. Montana's done some good stuff offensively, coming off of some ball screen action. Their pocket passing's been really good to each other, and they've been able to hit that rolling big for some easy finishes. Wisconsin needs to have some hands in the passing lanes of the pocket passes defensively, clean that up. Offensively, just a couple more ball reversals, and you'll get some more space to continue to attack that paint.
Crowd, Klesman, Amos, Janicki, and Blackwell, the 5 on the floor for Wisconsin. Inbounding is Montana. They get it into Pridgeon. Throws it to Malik Moore. Feeds Whitney. Rotates left side for Kai Johnson against Xavier Amos. Now to Moore. Left of the lane. Drives to the cup, and the layup rolls off. No good. Pridgeon, the offensive rebound. Another chance here for Montana. Johnson left of the lane. Goes to the goal. Layup is good.
Too many straight line drives right now. Last couple possessions. Straight line drives.
27-22 Wisconsin. 6:30 left in the first half. Stephen Crowell, who got popped in the nose a while ago. That left nostril taken care of. Janicki goes into Xavier Amos. Left block, now baseline left. Fadeaway is good, and Xavier Amos has 6. 29-22 Wisconsin, 6:15 left in the half. Whitney throwing to Johnson between the circles. Kai Johnson with 8 in the first half of the Grizzlies. Now Moore, and it's knocked away, stolen away by Blackwell. He gets the pilfer. John Blackwell for Wisconsin, spin move in the lane, up, no good. Rebound, Malik Moore for Montana. Moore brings it up. 6'5 junior, transfer from Pepperdine. Averaging about 13 points a game. 5:48 left in the half. 29-22 Wisconsin. Brandon Whitney high on the right. He'll throw it to Johnson on the right wing. Janicki defending. Johnson steps back, snaps off a 3, and it's off the rim. No good. Rebound to Wisconsin and John Blackwell. Blackwell throwing to Xavier Amos. He'll try a 3. That's off the rim and out. No good. One and done. Moore the rebound. Here comes Whitney. Right side of the front court is Amos in the defensive stance. Whitney throwing to Moore between the circles. 5:18 left of the break. 7-point lead, Wisconsin. Tejan Sawyer, top of the circle. Sawyer hands off to Pridgeon, barreling in the lane. Goes up, blocked by Amos, into the hands of Max Klesman. Another block for X. He has 2 of them.
Great energy by X, no question.
There's Blackwell driving by Johnson, now steps back. It's a return handoff from Crowell. Johnson is really into Blackwell, throwing to Amos. Rotates to Janicki on the right side. Jack dribbles off the wing, and his pass goes off the hands of Blackwell and out of bounds. He wanted Klesman, it looked like, and then Blackwell right in that passing lane. So a turnover for Wisconsin as John Tonje will come in for Jack Janicki.
And just a tough pass to make there, yes. You look at JB, they're going to call this Wisconsin basketball?
Oh, that's a gift.
Yeah, there's no way it is.
The officials they'll get it right. Yeah,
I mean,
the officials with a little conference, they make the correction. 4:50 left in the half. 29-22 Wisconsin. Badgers with 5 turnovers. Montana with 4. Austin Patterson back in for the Grizzlies. Malik Moore sits down. Money Williams in the lineup. Badgers have Klesman, Blackwell, Tonje, Amos, and Stephen Crowell. Brandon Whitney off the Pridgeon screen. Left of the circle. Bounces to Patterson with Klesman on him. Darts a pass to Pridgeon. Baseline right. Whips to Whitney at the top. Drives on Tonje. Kicks to Pridgeon. Low on the right. Takes a left. Reverse layup good. Pridgeon with 6. Badgers lead down to 5. 29-24 Wisconsin. 4:25 left in the first half. Klesman on the left side. Throwing to Crowell. Open 3. Right of the circle. Good again.
There you go.
Big Stevie with his second 3-point hit.
And what it is, though, it's coming off a ball reversal.
Yep. He had a good clean look. 32-24 Wisconsin. 4:08 left till halftime. Whitney out front against Tonje. Stops at the free throw line. Gets a return handoff from Pridgeon. Works off the Pridgeon screen to his left. Feeds Sawyer. He'll try a 3, and that's short, no good. He's capable of hitting that. The rebound, though, goes to Klesman. Sawyer, a 42% three-point shooter. Doesn't take a lot, but he's efficient when he does. Here's Tonje on the right side. Money Williams defending. Tonje a pass for Crowell. Turns to Blackwell. Baseline left. Driving in the lane. To the rim. Layup good for Blackwell. Another good take. John Blackwell with 6. Badgers with their biggest lead of the game now at 10 points. 34-24. 3:34 left in the half.
And a good 5-0 run there by Wisconsin.
Money Williams throwing to Sawyer. He'll try a 3 right corner, and it's good this time.
You just said, I mean, he's a 42% three-point shooter. Doesn't shoot a lot of them, but very, very capable.
34-27, the Badgers. 3:18 left till halftime. Crowell left of the circle. One dribble, picks it up, bounces to Blackwell. He's against Whitney. Quick turn to the baseline. Now triple team. Throws one up and gets fouled. And Blackwell will shoot 2. We'll have the under 4 media timeout. So Blackwell in quite a crowd there, able to draw the foul. Free throws coming after this break. Wisconsin basketball brought to you in part by UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers and proud sponsors of UW Athletics. We'll keep it here with 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in the first half. Wisconsin 34, Montana 27. We'll check the U.S. Bank scoreboard here. About 4.5 minutes remaining in a South Regional 8-9 game. Creighton, which has been leading most of the game, on top of Louisville. Blue Jays lead that game 73-61. Purdue is in a tight one. 13:45 remaining. Midwest Regional game. Boilermakers 47, High Point 41. And that's what you got going on here so far in this NCAA tournament.
I like the way that Big Steve's played so far in this game. Yes, he's scored the ball with 10, but he's been aggressive. He's been active, understanding when the 3 is there and when it's not, when he's got to pass, roll to the bucket. He's done a really good job of understanding. And then on the defensive end, going against bigs that are smaller, they're quicker. I don't, for the first 17 minutes of this game, Steve hasn't, earlier in the year, he struggled with bigs that were smaller and quicker. He hasn't struggled. Now, they're bigs from Montana. Both of them have had some drives to the basket, some breakdowns defensively, but Steve overall has been able to handle that pretty well.
Well, Montana's been able to answer. Wisconsin led by 9, then Montana got it to 5, and then back up to 10, and Sawyer hit a 3. They're hitting enough threes. Montana's 4 out of 10. Likewise for Wisconsin. The Badgers, though, shooting better than 50% from the field, 14 out of 27 because of that work inside, as Brian was mentioning. But Montana's still kind of lurking here. It's a long way to go. 3:07 left in the first half.
Yeah, and you can see where Wisconsin's length and strength really, is starting to impact the game. But you have to stay disciplined in what you're doing. You're up by 7. You've controlled this game. Montana has had answers, but you've controlled a lot of what you've done and what you wanted to get to. So continue to do that. Continue that to be your focus of what you're trying to do.
Second game in this pod, if you will, has a BYU against VCU, and that's a really interesting matchup. BYU with a ton of firepower. Virginia Commonwealth University can score, but they're a tenacious defensive team. Forced turnovers about 20% of the time. Really intriguing second game here out in Denver.
And hopefully that second game matters to us.
Yes. Yeah. The level of care we'll have for that game, we'll get back to you on that.
We will, exactly.
John Blackwell, an 81% free throw shooter. 6 points so far here today. First attempt for Blackwell is good. He and Tanjay on the all-tournament team in the Big Ten Conference Tournament in Indianapolis last week. Blackwell hitting the first, 35-27 Wisconsin. Blackwell averaging 15 and a half a game, 6'4" sophomore out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, and he knocks down both free throws. 36-27 Wisconsin. Here comes Money Williams for Montana, right side of the front court. Takes the top of the circle, kills the dribble, pivots, feeds Sawyer, and he lost it, and then tapped from Gilmore to Winter. Turnover Montana. Blackwell feeds McGee. Open 3 on the right side. Short. Rebound Winter at the right block. Turns it out to McGee. Now Blackwell. He'll let fly a 3. That's off the front rim. No good. Rebound Sawyer. 2:40 left in the half. 36-27 Wisconsin. Money Williams.
Yeah, that's where Wisconsin needs to lock in defense in these last 2 minutes. Don't let Montana get any confidence heading in the break.
Kai Johnson, who's hit 2 threes in this first half. He has 8 points. Pounds the dribble between the circles. Sawyer the high screen, picked up by Winter on the switch, and a mid-range jumper as a rounded out, no good. McGee elevates for the rebound for Wisconsin. Ahead it goes to Blackwell. Loops it inside. Winter catches right of the lane. One pass fake. Single coverage Sawyer. Backing is Winter. Pivots up in traffic. Good off the glass. Winter with 5. 38-27 Wisconsin.
You get a stop. You get a score in the paint. Now you can stack another stop here.
2 minutes left in the first half. Bradkey will throw high on the left for Money Williams, and he got fouled by Blackwell. That'll be the first on John, the fourth on Wisconsin.
And this really is a point in this game where Wisconsin can make Montana feel their presence, right? Like, you can be physical, you can be strong. You've got a minute 55 to string together a couple of stops to send Montana to that locker room thinking, oh boy, what we get ourselves into.
They've had answers so far. Moore in, Johnson out. Inbounds pass goes to Malik Moore. Outside left, hands off to Money Williams. 15 to shoot, 1:5 left in the half. Williams stops at the free throw line, turns it out to Bill. Try a 3, and he'll hit it. Jensen Bradkey about 30% from 3. Another triple, 38-30 Wisconsin left in the first half. McGee outside right. He'll flip to Nolan Winter. Feeds Tanjay on the left side. Tanjay sizes it up. He'll let it go for 3, and that's short. No good. Just caught the rim. Rebound Austin Patterson. Patterson with a lead feed for Money Williams on the right side. Williams against Tanjay, and Tanjay crowds him is called for the foul. That'll be the first on Tanjay. And the 5th on Wisconsin. A little quick with that 3.
No question. I just said, with 1:55, you get stops, you get a good possession, a bad possession. Now all of a sudden, you give up the 3, you take a bad shot. Montana gets another foul. Now they get to run what they want to run. No, every possession matters.
1:15 left in the half. Badgers lead 38-30. Williams at the edge of the center circle against Blackwell. Sawyer up to set the screen. Bullet pass to Patterson. Baseline right. Hanging. Knocked away. Just gobbled up by Nolan Winter. He had Gilmore there as well, but Winter ate it up. Nolan puts it on the deck to the free throw line. Slips it into Gilmore. One pump. Goes up and in. Gilmore's first points, and it's 40-30 Wisconsin. We have 50 seconds left in the first half as the Badgers piling up the block shots in the first half here today. Malik Moore on the right side against Kamari McGee. Moore goes into Sawyer, right of the paint, reverse pivot. Backs to the block on Winter. Double team now by Gilmore. Puts it up anyway. Off the rim of the left hand. Got his own rebound, up and in. Sawyer stays with it. 40-32, Wisconsin.
Absolutely, yes. And I said the reason I jumped quickly is just last possession. You're up 8 right now. You take the last shot. You either go to the locker room up 10 or 11, or you're up 8. You don't want to give Montana a chance.
Shot clock is dark. 15 seconds left in the half. 40-32, Wisconsin. Blackwell left of the center circle. Money Williams creeping up on him. 10 seconds left in the half. 1-4 off, 1-4 flat. Here's Blackwell spinning. Lost his balance. Williams comes up with it. Tajay chasing. Ball is loose. Williams gets it back. Throws it up. It's too late and wide right anyway. And the first half has come to an end. The Badgers will go into the locker room with an 8-point lead. So Montana hanging around. What you said, Badgers in control, but Montana saying we're still here, and we are through the first 20 minutes in Denver. Halftime at Ball Arena, it's Wisconsin 40, Montana 32. We'll be back with the halftime report presented by Culver's. This is Badger basketball from Learfield.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, no, it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Halftime at Ball Arena, Denver, Colorado. This first round NCAA tournament game. Wisconsin leads Montana 40-32. Stephen Crowell with 10 first half points. John Blackwell with 8. John Tajay with 7. Xavier Amos has 6. Nolan Winter with 5. Kamari McGee and Carter Gilmore each with 2. Tajon Sawyer has 8 for Montana. Kai Johnson also with 8. Joe Pridgeon with 6. Malik Moore with 5 in the first half. 3 for Jensen Bradkey and 2 for Brandon Whitney, beg your pardon, here through the first 20 minutes of play. We're at the half. Wisconsin 40, Montana 32. Coming up, our halftime conversation presented by America Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Back in 3 minutes. This is Badger basketball from Learfield.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
Hey Badger fans, Tony Drake with Drake & Associates, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. How do you prepare for the big game? You strategize, right? Well, retirement is your ultimate big game. And without a solid plan, it's like stepping onto the court without practice. But here's the game changer. Claim your retirement-ready toolkit for free from Drake & Associates. Just text Bucky to 262-600-2782. That's Bucky to 262-600-2782. Our retirement-ready roadmap is your playbook for financial success. Let's slam dunk your retirement goals together, because at Drake & Associates, we're your winning strategy for a financial game plan.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed
Badgers and our farmers all year round, and you should too. Brought to you by Wisconsin's Pig Farmers.
In Wisconsin's Supreme Court election, your family's safety is on the line. Just ask retired Wisconsin police officer Mike Walter.
As a police officer trying to put away violent criminals, you deal with two kinds of prosecutors. Guys like Brad Schimmel, who gave big plea deals to rapists, domestic abusers, and even a man caught with child pornography. And someone like Susan Crawford, who made sure rapists, murderers, and abusers were behind bars so victims could get justice.
That's Susan Crawford, the former prosecutor who took violent criminals off our streets and the judge who kept them in jail. Take it from a cop.
When I walk in a courtroom, I want Judge Susan Crawford, and now we need her on the Supreme Court.
The truth is, extreme Brad Schimmel won't keep Wisconsin families safe. We need Susan Crawford, the common sense judge. Paid for by Susan Crawford for Wisconsin. CrawfordForWI.com.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Wisconsin. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Time for our halftime conversation alongside Brian Butch. I'm Matt LePay. Halftime is a little longer than normal when you get to the NCAA tournament. There are a few things different.
Correct, and that you have to rely on each other. That's the only way you'll get through this. This is why you're sitting there with 26 wins, because you've relied on each other, especially this group. This group is deep. Well, they have also, guys have stepped up at different times. No different than the NCAA tournament. You got to make sure when your number's called, you're going to take advantage of it, but you got to be light and you got to have fun with this and enjoy this.
All right, we'll have more of our halftime conversation presented by American Family Insurance. Back in a couple of minutes. This is Badger Basketball from Learfield.
The big game. Family. Friends. We know you need reliable energy you need, whether you're eating your famous burgers or leaving a light on for loved ones. For us, it means going beyond.
Are you seeking a better career? There's a variety of driving jobs. No problem. Get paid to get your CDL with Rail's on-the-job seeking top talent for driver and customer support positions. To see all the career opportunities at Rail and how you can take home more and be home more, visit rail.jobs. That's rail.jobs. Rail Transport is a proud sponsor of the Badgers.
I'm Sawyer, and I'm the only twin motorcycle freestyle show in the world. We are born and raised in Wisconsin, so we want all our fellow cheeseheads to know that even though we clutch it up, hit 12, and drift in our show, we would never do it on the open road. And there's another thing we would never do on the road. Drive drunk, drive sober, or get pulled over. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
We continue with our halftime conversation. Big Ten well represented per usual in this NCAA tournament. Matter of fact, the Badgers, one of two conference teams out here in Denver. Michigan will play tonight. One of those 12-5 games, kind of game makes a lot of people nervous. Michigan, again, getting the early draw like Wisconsin playing on Saturday. But the league itself, Butchie, really good. You see some different styles of play, and it's an 18-team league. But, hopefully this is one of those years where the Big Ten can push through, not just get in, but can push through and do a little damage in this thing.
Well, I think you first look at Michigan State as a 2 seed. I really like the way that sets up. If Marquette finds a way to win, I think Michigan State and their strength down there has a chance to get them to the Sweet 16. I think Illinois, they're healthy. They're young, but they're healthy. I look for them to kind of make a deep run. I really like Purdue against High Point and just where they're at. Losing in the Big Ten tournament, I think, was a good thing for Purdue. They played a lot of heavy minutes, their guys have, and I think just getting an extra day will help. And then you look at Maryland. Again, another team that, even though they lose on the buzzer beater, it's another day that they can get back, relax, recover, especially with the lack of depth there. I think it really sets up well for Maryland to have a deep run. Now, they got to get through the first one with Grand Canyon, who's kind of tricky, but overall, that's one that I look at as far as another team that can make a deep run. I know for Wisconsin, though, playing early, I think it's a good thing. I think being able to get out there, play the first game, now all of a sudden you can get to the hotel room, you can watch the rest of it. that's a big part of just kind of learning and being a part of what March Madness is. You want to play, and then you can sit and relax.
Michigan tonight, 12-5 game, playing a good team. What do you think?
Yeah, here's the crazy things. I hate the 12-5s in general because the 12s are normally pretty good, and especially this team that Michigan's playing. But Michigan has been in so many close games. And when you're in the 12-5, a lot of those 5s haven't been in as many close games as Michigan has. Yeah. They have, and they've got results, and they've had success. And I think because of that, I give the edge there to Michigan just because they've done it. We lived it Sunday. Like, they've done it. So that's why I think normally some of those 12-5s, those 5s, haven't necessarily been in a lot of close games. Michigan's lived in it.
Yeah, they really have. They have lived, and they've lived very well in it. That is our halftime conversation. Stay with us. We'll look at some of the first half stats presented by Ho Chunk Gaming. Back in a moment. This is Badger Basketball from Learfield.
Are you seeking a better career? Rail Transport offers truck drivers a variety of driving jobs earning top wages. No CDL? No problem. Get paid to get your CDL with Rail's on-the-job paid training program. We're also seeking top talent for driver and customer support positions. To see all the career opportunities at Rail and how you can take home more and be home more, visit rail.jobs. That's rail.jobs. Rail Transport is a proud sponsor of the Badgers.
Let's have brats for dinner.
Whoa, maybe not.
Hi, this is Fritz Usinger. Your home freezer can begin to suck moisture and flavor out of improperly packaged food products within a matter of days. That's why at Usinger's, we flash freeze our brats and then vacuum seal them to lock in flavor and seal out air. Just put them in your freezer, and when you're ready for a Usinger brat, drop the package in a bowl of water, and in 15 minutes, they're ready to grill. Remember, if it has the ELF on the label, you've got quality on your table.
To be a Badger, it takes dedication, perseverance, and an unstoppable drive for excellence. Our team at UW Health Sports Medicine is no different. We bring the same fierce Badger spirit to every surgery, therapy, and training, working tirelessly to keep Wisconsin's athletes at the top of their game. Whether it's nailing the game-winning shot or delivering top-tier care, UW-Madison and UW Health are a dream team committed to achieving greatness. Together, we don't just deliver, we dominate. UW Health. Remarkable.
It's Truck Month with the Ford crew.
Sam, do you know what these trucks have in common?
They're all Ford trucks.
And
they're built Ford tough?
Also true, but specifically they're Ford F-Series trucks, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years.
48 years? We should celebrate a month-long event.
Sam.
A truckload of value.
Sam.
Across the entire lineup of Ford trucks.
Sam.
That's called Truck Month already, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I knew it.
Based on 1977 to 2024 CY Industry reported total sales.
At the half, Wisconsin leads Montana 40-32. Let's check out some of the first half stats brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming. Wisconsin's 50-50 from the field, 16-32, 4 of 12 from the arc, 4 of 4 at the foul line. Montana just 13-32 overall, but the three-pointers are keeping them at least within striking distance. They're 5 of 11, 1 of 3 at the foul line. Butch, you mentioned this is a game you thought Wisconsin, I think everybody thought Wisconsin could dominate inside, 20 paint points. Especially they're controlling the game. Now the next step is to get a little bit more separation.
Well, and that's the thing. When you look at the separation points in the paint, we talked about it was 20-27. Wisconsin, it was 16-8 points in the paint. Since then, it's now 20-14. So it's 4-6. Wisconsin's losing points in the paint there, and it still stayed at 8. So or an 8-point lead now. So I think that's one of those things that I look at. Big 4-minute stretch coming out here of halftime. You have to set the presence down low, continue to feed the ball. We saw that early post touch to start the game. We haven't really seen any post touches following that. So look for ATOs, situations after timeout plays for Greg to draw that up to kind of get some post touches. It's come within the flow of the offense. It has come with some drives, but we really haven't seen a certain play call to drop that thing in right away. And I think it's an area where Wisconsin can definitely take advantage of this Montana team.
A couple of other stats to give you here of the 16 buckets the Badgers have. They have assists on 6 of them. They're guilty of 6 turnovers. Montana, 13 buckets, 6 assists, and 5 first-half turnovers. As the Badgers lead Montana at the half, 40-32. 32. Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison and Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, proud casino partners of UW Athletics. We'll check some other scores in this early window of the NCAA tournament. This is the halftime report brought to you by Culver's. The second half is next. This is Badger basketball from Learfield.
I'm a pretty great multitasker. I can wash dishes and do laundry. I can roller skate while walking my dog. I can even order lunch while doing my homework. But I can't use my phone while driving. A distracted driver is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. So when it comes to driving, please, don't be a multitasker.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
40-32, Wisconsin leads Montana as we get ready for the second half. One other stat line, Badgers have 5 blocked shots in the first half of play, 2 from Xavier Amos, who is, again, providing a lift. He has 6 points, 3 rebounds in this game. He's been giving them some pretty good minutes here in recent games.
Well, and he's giving them a bounce. And when I say a bounce, just defensively, he's obviously got a couple of blocked shots, but there's just that bounce to his feet right now where he's covering a lot of ground when at times Wisconsin's perimeter defenders have gotten beaten. X has been there to really make it difficult at the rim.
Check some other scores. Creighton has knocked out Louisville. That has gone final now. South Regional game, Creighton 89, Louisville 75. Heck of a year, though, for the Cardinals as they get that program back to prominence. Chucky Hepburn had a really, really good year for Louisville, but their season ends today. Purdue leads High Point 66-58 with 4 minutes left in that game as High Point hanging around. Houston doesn't seem to be in the mood for drama. They're in the first half and leading SIU Edwardsville 36-18. About 5 minutes left in the first half. Houston, I don't know, Butchie, they may be as good as anybody with the way they guard.
And they've gotten better offensively this year. I mean, they've added some additions through the portal to really have an offensive, some more offensive firepower than they did last year.
Next set of games coming up, you'll have Auburn against Alabama State. That's a 1-16. McNeese against Clemson. Second game here in Denver, BYU and VCU. 8-9 matchup, Georgia and Gonzaga. Later on, late this afternoon, Tennessee against Wofford, Kansas against Arkansas. Just part of this first full day of the NCAA tournament. A couple of pretty good first 4 games in Dayton, including last night, the Xavier Musketeers advancing with a win over Texas. 40-32, Wisconsin leading Montana as we're less than a minute away from the start of the second half.
And we talked about it, but I think this first 4 minutes is one of those really important times for this Wisconsin team. You're up by 8. It's felt like you've controlled the game. Yes, Montana's hit some timely threes to kind of keep this thing, single digits still at 8, but you really could have an opportunity here in front of you if you come out with that purpose and the discipline. Discipline starts on the offensive end, carries over the defensive end. The area where Montana was able to take advantage of this Wisconsin team a little bit was straight line drives defensively. That and the pocket passes. So I think it's one of those things, clean that up. This can get to 12, 14, and stay there. Now you got to be disciplined about what you're doing.
Badgers will come out with their original starting 5 of Crowell and Windsor, Blackwell, Klesman, and Tanjay. Original 5 for Montana, Tajon Sawyer, Joe Pridgeon, Malik Moore, Kai Johnson, and Brandon Whitney. The Badgers will have the first possession of the second half. And Wisconsin will be moving to our left, and we're underway as John Blackwell up the floor. He'll throw to Crowell between the circles. A handoff to Klesman. Max out to Crowell. Flips left wing for Tanjay. Good hedge of the screen from Sawyer, and a foul is called. They're going to get Kai Johnson. He and Sawyer trying to put a vice grip on Tanjay, and Johnson gets his second foul. First of the half on Montana. We're 12 seconds into the second half. 40-32 Wisconsin. Tanjay sideline left. Will throw it into Blackwell. Whitney defending Blackwell. John takes it to the right side. Throws to Winter left of the circle. Loops it into Crowell against Sawyer. Back out to Winter for three. Straight on, and that's an air ball. That's going to go out of bounds. So Montana will get its first possession of the second half. Will be moving to our right.
I don't have anything to say. It happens.
It happens.
It happens.
You ever throw
more than once?
Yeah, there you go. Sawyer, top of the circle, hands off to Whitney. Right lane line against Blackwell. Throws it back out to Sawyer, top of the circle. Glides to the left. He'll leave it for Pridgeon off the left wing of the lane. Running right-hander is good. Pridgeon has a burst, and Montana's within 6. 40-34 Wisconsin. 50 seconds into the second half. Blackwell, left-hand dribble through the center circle, throwing a Winter high on the right. Winter goes off to Tanjay on the right side, throws it into Winter, low on the right, he goes up, got fouled as he got deep inside. The foul is called on Malik, or let's see, I think Malik Moore, yep.
And that's where the side pick and roll for Wisconsin has been really good, and just getting back to it when you roll to the basket. Nolan's three did have a problem with it. It was a post came off of a post touch, but just putting more pressure at the rim.
First free throw for Winter is off the bracket, no good. 5 points in the first half for Winter. The first missed free throw for Wisconsin. Went 4 for 4 in the first half. 40-34 Wisconsin. Second free throw, and that's in and out, no good. Malik Moore the rebound. So Montana can inch even closer. A little more than a minute gone by second half. 40-34 the Badgers. Sawyer top of the circle, throwing to Moore, slips to Pridgeon. Low on the right, reverse layup is good. Pridgeon with 10. Montana within 4.
And Pridgeon taking advantage of Nolan there a little bit. We talked about how good it's been. Well,
there's Crowell backing on Sawyer. Left block, left shoulder turn up, right hand good. Stephen Crowell with 12.
And that's where you've got the advantages in the post. Find a way to take advantage of it. Good read there offensively by Wisconsin.
42-36 the Badgers. A minute 40 gone by second half. Pridgeon leads it for Malik Moore against Max Klesman, left of the circle. The throw to Johnson at the top. He'll drive right lane line into Sawyer, low on the left. Flips it up and in. He has 10. 42-38 Wisconsin. Not quite 2 minutes into the second half. Blackwell outside right. Hard left-hand dribble, left lane line. At the block against Whitney. Moving in, finds Winter. Nice pass into Nolan, up and in. Winter with the bucket. He has 7. 44-38 Wisconsin.
Good strength there by Nolan. Finished through the contact.
2:10 gone second half. Kai Johnson dribbling left foul line extended. Bounces to Whitney off the Sawyer's screen. Whitney in the lane. Now retreats. Gives off to Pridgeon. Backing in on Blackwell. Turns baseline. Looks it in, gets it into Sawyer. Tap pass. Whitney for 3. Up top. Missed it. Rebound Stephen Crowell for Wisconsin. Here's Blackwell, 2.5 minutes into the second half. Badgers lead 44-38. Blackwell driving by Johnson, goes to the goal, layup, good, and one. John Blackwell found the opening, took it to the cup for the bucket and a free throw on top of it. 46-38 Wisconsin. Gilmore in for Winter. Money Williams checking in for Montana, in for Malik Moore. Foul is on Johnson. That's his third foul.
And as you said, Gilmore in for Nolan Winter. Nolan, it's a tough matchup for a big, and then it just good substitution there by Greg.
Free throw for Blackwell rolls in for John. He now has 11 points. 47-38 Wisconsin. 2:40 gone by second half. Pridgeon leads it for Kai Johnson. Feeds Williams between the circles. A flip for Sawyer. Back to Williams. Bobs off the Sawyer screen. Williams leaning up. Left hand missed, but a foul. And this will go, I think, Blackwell. Let's see.
That's what I thought it was too, yeah.
You know what? They said,
they're going to say it's
Crowell.
Crowell.
Okay. Stephen Crowell guilty of the foul. Money Williams at the foul line, their leading scorer, looking for his first point today, and he gets it. Money Williams, quite a story, and for very tough reasons. He's lost both of his parents in the last year. He and his sister helping bring up their other siblings. A sophomore out of Oakland, California, the top reserve in the Big Sky Conference, hit the first, and Williams hit the second free throw. 47-40 Wisconsin. We're not quite 3 minutes into the second half. John Blackwell, Austin Patterson defending. Patterson back into the game.
Stay on the post, Big Steve. I know what he was trying to do. John was trying to set you up for a post touch. There, a cross screen for him.
There it is. Crowd catches off the right block against Sawyer. Moving in. Now Crowd gets doubled, knocked away out of bounds. It'll be Wisconsin ball. Last touched by Montana.
Now Montana's bringing that double team. So when Steve puts it down, he's got to be aware of it. But still, the focus to get the ball in the post is exactly what Wisconsin needs to do right now.
10 on the shot clock. Blackwell baseline rifle inbound. 16:49 to play, 7-point lead for the Badgers. Blackwell looking, loops it out to Crowell, high on the right. Crowell bounces to Blackwell, fakes the three, jab step, baseline right, baseline jumper, good on the right side.
Big boy move right there. It's a big boy move right there.
49-40 Wisconsin, 3.5 into the second half. Money Williams driving up, knocked away Gilmore, but a foul. Greg Gard saying, where was it? Foul on Gilly will be his second. 16:32 remaining, 49-40. Wisconsin leading Montana. And Money Williams goes back to the free throw line.
That being said, I just looked up at the big screen for the first time. That's a big screen up there.
That is a very big screen. I mean, the biggest one all time is in Jerry World, home of the Cowboys.
I haven't been there yet, but I looked up and I said, wow.
This might be the biggest indoor big screen that we've seen. First free throw is good.
That's great. I was going to say, I didn't bring a whole lot to that one, but wow.
McGee in for Klesman. Money Williams with the second free throw coming up. 49-41 Wisconsin. 16:32 remaining. Second free throw is good. Yeah, Dave mentioning that you probably want that for your living room, don't you?
Well, my house isn't that big. Come on.
You'd need a mansion.
You would.
49-42 Wisconsin. 16:25 remaining. Crowd gives off to Tanjay. Patterson defends. Tanjay going to work on him. Right block, muscles it up. No, but a foul. And Tanjay will go to the free throw line for two shots. Both teams are 5 of 7 at the foul line. We have 16-18 remaining. 49-42 Wisconsin.
One of the reasons we're sitting here at a 7-point game is one of the keys I talked about. It was actually the last key I talked about was how many fouls drawn can Wisconsin get. Well, Montana's only committed 9 fouls, and part of that is because Wisconsin hasn't necessarily driven the lanes. There wasn't a driving angle there. But John, because he's so good at that step back, drove, faked like he was going to step back, crossed over, and was able to get into the paint and get a foul. It's one of the first times we've really seen a drive like that by Wisconsin.
He made the first. Tanjay makes the second. Joe Pridgeon called for that foul. 51-42 Wisconsin. 16:15 remaining. Williams left-hand dribble. Hooks it out to Kai Johnson. Tries a three on the right side, and he nails it.
I'll tell you, they've done. I mean, they've hit threes when they've needed to this game so far.
Montana back within 6. 51-45 Wisconsin. 4 minutes gone, second half. McGee off the right wing in the lane. Runs it out to Blackwell. Extra pass. Crowell throws to Gilmore off the right wing. Turns to McGee. Corner three. In and out, no good. And the rebound at Tejan Sawyer. 15:48 remaining, 51-45 Wisconsin. Here's Pridgeon on the right side, leaves it for Johnson, stops right elbow, gives off to Sawyer at the top of the circle. Bounce pass for Money Williams, left of the center circle. Williams, left of the lane, pull up 12-footer, spins out, no good. Rebound Kamari McGee for Wisconsin. 4.5 minutes gone by, second half. 51-45, the Badgers lead Montana. Blackwell poked away from behind by Williams. Sawyer feeds Williams. Gilmore chasing. Layup is good for Money Williams. Well, Montana's done that a couple of times in this game.
Absolutely. It's a 4-point game. You just got to stay focused and stay disciplined.
And now the crowd getting into it. Underdogs getting close. 51-47. Here's Gilmore for three. Up top. Bang! Carter Gilmore for three. 54-47 Wisconsin. 14:55 remaining.
What a big-time shot. And Nolan Winter was coming in the game to sub for Carter.
Kai Johnson with a bounce for Pridgeon, left of the lane. Gilmore defends. Pridgeon backing on it, backing. Low on the left. Shot blocked from behind by Tanjay. And a bump and offensive charge. Yes, it is. Carter Gilmore, both ends of the floor, making it happen for the Badgers. We'll have the under-16 media timeouts. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation reminds you to always drive sober. Zero in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.com. 14:36 remaining. Wisconsin 54, Montana 47. This is Badger basketball from Learfield. Join the Wisconsin Department of Corrections and make a positive impact on lives across the state. Enjoy an excellent state benefits package and a nationally ranked pension program. The Wisconsin DOC is hiring social workers starting at $30 per hour, providing counseling and programming services, including substance use disorder programming to those in our care. To learn more and to apply, go to wisc.jobs. That's WISC.jobs.
Hey Badger fans, the time-honored Crazy Legs Classic is back in Madison on Saturday, April 26th. Take on the 8K run, 2-mile walk, or 8K wheelchair race and kick off spring with your fellow Badgers. The Crazy Legs Classic is presented by Everlight Solar, J.D. McCormick Properties, Odyssey Greek Yogurt, Mueller Sports Medicine, and WMTV 15. Sign up now for one of Madison's greatest springtime traditions on Saturday, April 26th at crazylegsclassic.com. That's crazylegsclassic.com.
It's Truck Month with the Ford crew.
Sam, do you know what these trucks have in common?
They are all Ford trucks.
And
they're built Ford tough?
Also true, but specifically they're Ford F-Series trucks, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years.
48 years? We should celebrate a month-long event.
Sam.
A truckload of value.
Sam.
Across the entire lineup of Ford trucks.
Sam.
That's called Truck Month already, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I knew it.
Based on 1977 to 2024 CY Industry reported total sales.
Join the Wisconsin Department of Corrections and make a positive impact on lives across the state. Enjoy an excellent state benefits package and a nationally ranked plus scheduled increases and plenty of advancement opportunities. Plus, hourly rates increase for those hired for medium and maximum security positions. To learn more and apply, go to wisc.jobs. That's WISC.jobs. 14 minutes, 36 seconds remaining here in Denver. Wisconsin 54, Montana 47. Carter Gilmore hitting a big three as the Grizz 4, and now the Badger lead back to 7.
A big?
Rather big.
It was huge because, like you said, just trying to find that flow offensively. Carter turned one down the possession before he nailed the three. That possession, he drilled the three. Feet were set. He was shot ready. I mean, it's a huge difference, but you go from a 4-point game to a 7-point game in March. That's a little bit of breathing room.
Gilmore stays in the game. Inbounds at Kamari McGee. Shadowed a bit by Malik Moore in the backcourt. McGee breaks the mid-stripe on the left side. Throws a Nolan Winter right of the circle. Winter goes into Gilmore, right of the lane. Money Williams defending. Gilmore back to the basket, back into the block. Turns up, in. Carter Gilmore with 7. 56-47 Wisconsin. 14-12 remaining. Brandon Whitney off the left wing. Throws it out to Sawyer. Turned down the three. Baseline left. Stops. He got McGee in the air. Darts a pass now to Patterson, right corner. Patterson against Max Klesman. Bounce pass Sawyer, right elbow. Dribbles out top of the arc. Throwing to Williams. Money Williams high on the left. 8 on the shot clock. Williams a shot fake. Now steps back. Can't get loose. Bounce pass Sawyer. In the lane against Gilmore. Turns up left hand. Rolls off the left side. Iron no good. Rebound off the hands of Klesman and out of bounds to Montana.
Well, it could have been a huge rebound there. You sit there at a 9-point game. You could have got one, gone the other way. It doesn't go your way. Now you got to guard for another 20.
56-47 Wisconsin, 13:48 remaining. Money Williams will inbound. Baseline left, Blackwell in his face. Williams gets it into Patterson, left corner. Takes it to the wing, drives off the wing. In the paint against Nolan Winter. 1 pump, 2 pumps. Patterson, a bounce to Whitney, right lane line. Muscling up on him is McGee. Whitney turns it out, 8 to shoot. Malik Moore stepped on the sideline.
There you go. There's a good couple defensive possessions. You guard for almost a minute there and get the stop.
13:35 remaining. 56-47 Wisconsin. Inbounds pass to McGee, being bothered a little bit more by Malik Moore, and he fouled him right at the mid-stripe. And they're turning it up a little bit in the backcourt. Malik Moore picked up his second foul, and that is 6 on Montana. The Badgers have 2 fouls, 32 remaining. The next Montana foul has the Badgers in the bonus. Blackwell inbounds to McGee. Kamari between the circles, sends it to Klesman high on the left. Loops it to Gilmore, left of the lane. Darts to Nolan Winter at the top of the circle. One dribble is off to Blackwell on the right side. Lifts to Gilmore left of the wheel. Now it's McGee with 10 to shoot. Out the Winter for three. Right of the circle.
God, his feet were, it was beautiful, Matt. Feet were set, and he was ready to shoot that one.
59-47, Wisconsin with 13:05 remaining. Money Williams right of the circle. Dribbles to the free throw line, and he'll take the jumper, and it's off the rim and out, no good. Nolan Winter the rebound. Blackwell behind the back to the front court. Leaves it for McGee. Kamari dribbles off the left wing, brings it out, throws to Blackwell left wing. Baseline left, driving is John. Out the max, extra pass Kamari for three, left of the circle. Off the rim, no good. Rebound, Winter tapped it out of bounds. And last touch, they'll say by Nolan Winter. And the Badger bench in a little disbelief. We've got a timeout on the floor. This will be a full timeout with 12 minutes and 41 seconds left in the game. So we will take a break with the Badgers up by 12, 59-47 over Montana. We're back in a couple of minutes. This is Badger basketball from Learfield.
Need reliable waste and recycling services? Choose LRS. Driven by service and dedicated to sustainability. We're your partner in efficient waste management. Need more? We also offer convenient dumpster rentals and clean portable restrooms for any event or project. Trust LRS for all your waste needs. Visit lrsrecycles.com to sign up for service. That's lrsrecycles.com.
Join the Wisconsin Department of Corrections and make a positive impact on lives across the state. Enjoy an excellent state benefits package and a nationally ranked pension program. The Wisconsin DOC is hiring probation and parole agents with a starting pay of $22 per hour plus scheduled increases, a Monday through Friday schedule, and advancement opportunities. To learn more and to apply, go to wisc.jobs. That's WISC.jobs.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey Badger fans, the time-honored Crazy Lakes Classic is back in Madison on Saturday, April 26th. Take on the 8K run, 2-mile walk, or 8K wheelchair race and kick off spring with your fellow Badgers. The Crazy Lakes Classic is presented by Everlight Solar, J.D. McCormick Properties, Odyssey Greek Yogurt, Mueller Sports Medicine, and WMTV 15. Sign up now for one of Madison's greatest springtime traditions on Saturday, April 26th at crazylakesclassic.com. That's crazylakesclassic.com.
Horsepower to amplify your willpower. Capability to kickstart your courage. They're standard and built Ford tough Ford trucks and adventure-ready Ford SUVs. Visit your Wisconsin Ford store today. It'll be Montana ball as we resume play. 12 minutes, 41 seconds remaining. Wisconsin 59, Montana 47.
You can see the fouls starting to pile up a little bit for Montana. That's what it needs to do to continue to try to be extremely physical right now.
Yep, Joe Pridgeon with 4 fouls.
Yeah.
Montana with 16 fouls in the second half. And Wisconsin native Amari Jedkins in the lineup now out of Racine, Case High School, transfer from Green Bay, getting his first run here in this NCAA tournament. Kai Johnson up the floor. Radke the high screen. Johnson left wing. Goes to Moore off the Jedkins screen. Loops it inside. Caught by Jedkins, and he got fouled hard as Gilmore went up and landed on Amari Jedkins. And a three-point shot keeping Montana alive here. They're 7 of 15 from deep. Kai Johnson, the Division II transfer, shining on the big stage at D1, 4 of 5 from the three-point line. But the Badgers put you almost 56% shooting from the floor, up by 11.
And they're getting what they want. And it just doesn't always play out this way, but just watching the film like we've watched, it looked like they could be able to do that if they stay dialed in. And that's exactly where they're at. Now it's interesting. You know, you're seeing Montana knowing that they're in a tough spot, down 11 with 11:35. Both Kai Johnson with 4 fouls in the game, and you look at Joe Pridgeon in the game with 4 fouls as well. So look for Wisconsin, stay aggressive, keep attacking.
This will be a 1-and-1 for John Blackwell, who has 13 points, 3 of 3 at the foul line. I think Greg Gard was trying to get a 2-shot foul.
Well,
there.
I think he was trying to get Tanjay in the game.
You're right. Yep. Tanjay's still over at the scorer's table, so he needs Blackwell to make this first free throw. And he missed the front end. Rebound tip gathered by McGee. Out to Blackwell, left of the lane. Almost lost his balance. Now he'll turn and score for the left mid post, so it worked out all right. 63-50 Wisconsin, 11:25 remaining. Monty Williams outside left, hands off to Brandon Whitney. He'll feed Sawyer, top of the arc, Crowell defending. Dejan Sawyer, right-hand dribble, right wing, stops foul line extended. Now Pridgeon, high on the right against Xavier Amos, picked up by Crowell on the switch, 10 to shoot. Williams off the right wing, hooks it to Pridgeon, right block. High pass, pulled down Johnson, deep three, left side, not this time, off the front rim, rebound. Run down by Kamari McGee with 10:58 to play. 63-50 Wisconsin. Klesman throwing to Amos. Rotates to McGee on the left side. Kamari flips to Crowell, right of the circle. One dribble, a hand off to Blackwell. John right elbow, slips it back into Crowell. Up right hand, good. Just off the right block. Crowell has 14, 65-50 Wisconsin.
Multiple sides, and then all of a sudden go empty side, pick and roll, and you get that little floater.
10:35 remaining. Whitney throwing to Pridgeon, right lane line. Goes to the cup and throws it down with the right hand. Joe Pridgeon with 12. It's his 4th college stop he's making this year count for Montana. Blackwell throwing to McGee. He'll try a 3 right of the circle. Off the rim too hard, no good. Sawyer the rebound. 65-52 Wisconsin, 10:13 remaining. Whitney off the left wing, stops at the free throw line, feeds Sawyer. He'll try a 3 straight away, and that's off the rim and out, no good. Blackwell the rebound. Badgers dodging one there. That was a clean look. Blackwell to the front court, stops top of the circle. Works to the right side. Brings it back out to Amos, sends to Crowell, quick pass Klesman. Max off the left wing, darts to X, tries a 3, right of the circle, got it. Xavier Amos with 11. 68-52 Wisconsin, 9:47 remaining. And a timeout taken by Travis DeCure as Xavier Amos here in this opening round of the NCAA tournament has his most productive game, or on the edge of it, as a Badger. He had 12 in a win against Washington. He has 11 here today. It's 68-52 Wisconsin with 9:44 remaining.
Well, and it's been, he's let the game come to him. I think that's the biggest thing when you look at it.
We will hold it here. It should have been a 30, but it looks like they're in the chairs, but we're deep enough into this. We'll just keep it here with 9 minutes and 44 seconds remaining. 68-52, Wisconsin leading Montana.
And why does X get that last wide open 3? They've gone side pick and roll and cleared that empty side. So they've done that. They've had success with that. They went to it again. And because the roll and they've gotten easy buckets at the rim, X's defender needed to drop down into the paint. Because he had to drop down so far in the paint, it was the extra skip to X as far as why he was as wide open as he was.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this offense has done all year long, is you try to take something away, boom, there's another guy that's wide open for that shot, and then X buries it.
Purdue has knocked out High Point. The Boilermakers had to work for it, beat High Point 75-63. Tanjay, Crowell, Gilmore, Klesman, and McGee, the 5 of the floor for Wisconsin. Money Williams, sideline left front court, will inbound for Montana. 9 minutes, 44 seconds remaining. Wisconsin 68, Montana 52. Inbounds pass to Whitney. Outside left, throwing to Sawyer at the top of the arc. Sawyer works right side. Now Kai Johnson to the free throw line, darts it out to Pridgeon. Outside left, Williams shuffling, left elbow, feeds Whitney. Baseline left, runs into McGee. Now out to Williams, 10 to shoot. Williams spin move in the lane against Gilmore. Inside feed, and Pridgeon is fouled by Klesman.
Yeah.
Yep. And right him a bit in the lane. That's 2 on Max. And that will be team foul number 4.
Hey, you're looking up that big screen, aren't you?
Got distracted. There's a lot going on up there.
There's a lot going on.
Busy up there. Inbounds pass to Whitney at the top. Right hand toss to Williams in the lane. Flips it up left hand. Good. Money Williams with 8, 68-54 Wisconsin with 9:15 remaining. Klesmit right side of the front court for Wisconsin. High screen crowd. Klesmit bounces to Gilmore, left of the circle. He'll flip it to Tanjay. Tanjay out front, now driving right lane line. Tough shot off the rim, no, but a foul as Tanjay was sent to the floor.
The second half, they've been much more aggressive getting to the paint, right, with driving angles. You know, whether that's John putting his head down a little bit more, John Tanjay, or just in general, it seems like there's a little bit more focus on it.
Money Williams, the foul, his second. Tanjay will shoot 2. His team foul number 8 against Montana. Tanjay with 9 points today and make it 10. One more coming. 4-4 at the foul line. 69-54 Wisconsin. 9 minutes and 2 seconds remaining. Second free throw for John Tanjay. Eyes the rim, flips it, hits it. And now Jack Jadicki will check in for Max Klesmit. Back to a 16-point lead for Wisconsin. 9 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in this opening round matchup. Whitney through the center circle of the front court. High screen Sawyer. Whitney on the right wing. He'll throw to Williams, crowded by Jack Janicki. Williams puts it back to Whitney. Refeeds Williams, tries a 3 up top. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound Whitney, second chance Montana. Pass deflected, got to Kai Johnson. Loops it into Pridgeon, right of the lane. Single coverage Gilmore. Out to Whitney, baseline right. Whitney tries in the lane, kicks it to Sawyer. He tries a 3, left side. That's off the rim, no good. Pridgeon, the offensive rebound, back up. He missed it. Crashing as Sawyer can't control. Tanjay does for Wisconsin. Tanjay up the floor against Money Williams. Tanjay low on the left, and he got pushed out of bounds by Money Williams, which was good because Tanjay was about to dribble it out of bounds. Williams the foul, his third, team's 9th, as Xavier Amos will come in for Carter Gilmore. 1-1 coming up for Tanjay. 8:24 remaining. 70-54 Wisconsin.
I don't think there was a lot there on that foul, by the way.
Just you were quiet there for a bit. That's usually an indicator.
It benefits Wisconsin. Don't get me wrong, but
front end of the 1-1 is good for Tanjay. Yeah, Travis DeCure was not real pleased.
No.
He still isn't.
And probably rightfully so.
Yeah.
Just to be honest.
Yeah, can't really blame him. 71-54 Wisconsin's second free throw for Tanjay is in the air, and it's right down the middle.
Especially when it sends John to the free throw line.
It's almost
probably our misses.
72-54 Wisconsin with 8:18 remaining. Pridgeon bounces the Money Williams. Left-hand dribble left of the circle. Tanjay defending. Throws it out to Kai Johnson. Johnson spin move on Janicki. Leaves it Sawyer. Low on the left. Up. Got it. It counts. And a foul. Tajon Sawyer with an and one. I think that was Kamari who got him in the lane. Sawyer with 12 points today. 72-56 Wisconsin.
Yeah, and it's a moment here. Why is that a big deal? Because we've talked about rest. We've talked about all that stuff. They've built it in. But you got a chance to kind of put this thing out of touch here, and it's a breakdown. And now all of a sudden, it just gives Montana a little bit of confidence. I mean, it's still a 15-point game, but
still too much time.
Yeah, right. You could just stay disciplined.
Yep, free throw is good. Badgers up 15, coming up on 8 minutes to play. Kamari McGee on the left side throws to Nolan Winter right of the circle, sends to Tanjay on the right wing. Tanjay steps back, took a look, instead goes into Winter. Nolan baseline right. Sawyer defends. 10 to shoot. Winter splits 2 defenders, goes up, and he walked with the ball, they say. Turnover, Wisconsin. 72-57 the Badgers. We have the under 8 media timeout. 7 minutes and 47 seconds remaining. Wisconsin 72, Montana 57. Back in a moment. This is Badger basketball from Learfield.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that American Family Insurance agents can help build a customized renter's policy so you can protect stuff like this, or this, or even this. Well, case in point. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm Shannon. Together, we're Twin Stunts, the only twin motorcycle freestyle show in the world. We are born and raised in Wisconsin, so we want all our fellow cheeseheads to know that even though we clutch it up, hit 12, and drift in our show, we would never do it on the open road. And there's another thing we would never do on the road. Drive drunk. drive sober, or get pulled over. Together, we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
It's Truck Month with the Ford crew.
Sam, do you know what these trucks have in common?
They are all Ford trucks.
And
they're built Ford tough?
Also true, but specifically they're Ford F-Series trucks, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years.
48 years? We should celebrate a month-long event.
Sam.
A truckload of value.
Sam.
Across the entire lineup of Ford trucks.
Sam.
That's called Truck Month already, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I knew it.
Based on 1977 to 2024 CY Industry reported total sales.
Hey Badger fans, the time-honored Crazy Lakes Classic is back in Madison on Saturday, April 26th. Take on the 8K run, 2-mile walk, or 8K wheelchair race and kick off spring with your fellow Badgers. The Crazy Lakes Classic is presented by Everlight Solar, J.D. McCormick Properties, Odyssey Greek Yogurt, Mueller Sports Medicine, and WMTV 15. Sign up now for one of Madison's greatest springtime traditions on Saturday, April 26th at crazylakesclassic.com. That's crazylakesclassic.com.
With more than 1,300 slot machines and a 95% average payout, Ho-Chunk Gaming is your hometown big win. Make your next night out a winning one at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. 7 minutes, 47 seconds remaining here in Denver. Wisconsin 72, Montana 57. It'll be Grizzlies ball as we pick up play. Badgers guilty of their 8th turnover going into that media timeout. But you're not turning it over. They're getting buckets, 11 to 15.
I mean, they really have, and I think that's been the biggest thing. And I've said it once, I'll say it again, but on film it looked like Wisconsin would be able to kind of get that a little bit, just based on the way Montana was guarding different things, and they have. They just need to, and that's why I use the word discipline a lot, because this is a discipline game. You just keep doing the things you're supposed to do, and you're going to benefit from it.
Money Williams will bring it up the floor for Montana. With the Badgers up by 15. Williams through the center circle. He sets the floor for the Grizzlies. Williams, left foul line extended. Dribbles to the elbow. Bounce past Pridgeon. Scoops it back to Williams. Picked up by Xavier Amos. Inside feed Pridgeon. Bounces Sawyer. Out to Johnson. Open three. Right of the circle. Spins out no good. Amos the rebound. Kai Johnson's hit 4 threes and almost had a 5th. Here's Blackwell throwing to Winter between the arcs. Winter, one dribble to his right, picked up the dribble, tosses it back out to Klesmit, rotates to Amos, left of the circle. He'll feed Blackwell, high on the left, 13 to shoot. Winter at the top, rotates to Tanjay. John, a step back three, right side, off the rim, no good. Rebound, fought for, and gathered by Money Williams of Montana with 7 minutes to play. Up the floor is Pridgeon on the right side, scoops it to Malik Moore. He'll feed Williams at the top. 72-57 Wisconsin. Williams driving the lane, poked away from behind by Tanjay into the hands of Xavier Amos. Amos will slow things down and play 5-on-5. Amos gives off to Klesmit on the right side. Max left-hand toss, Winter. Rotates to Tanjay. Tanjay at the free throw line. Feeds X, 4-3, right of the circle. Off the rim, no good. Rebound, Tajon Sawyer of Montana with 6.5 minutes to play. 62-50, make that 72-57 Wisconsin. Tajon Sawyer at the top. He'll throw to Kai Johnson high on the right. A pass for Malik Moore at the top of the circle. Moore on the left side. Driving left of the lane. Goes to the cup. Layup good. Moore with 7. His first points of the second half. 72-59 Wisconsin. 6:10 to play. Nolan Winter at the top. Feeds Tanjay on the left side. Probing. Steps back. Throws to Winter.
Keep moving it.
Blackwell on the right side. Dribbles off the wing. In the lane. He got fouled. And that's going to be team foul number 10. And that'll have Wisconsin in the double bonus. And Money Williams called for his 4th foul. 6:01 remaining. 72-59 Wisconsin.
They've done a good job again, just driving, right? Continue to stay aggressive.
Blackwell with 15 points. He's 3 of 4 at the free throw line.
And a quiet 15. If you can have a quiet 16 now.
Yep.
Just under control, and that's what people don't talk about it enough. But what John Blackwell has done all year long, he's been under control. He hasn't forced it, and the kid has just been phenomenal.
Second free throw is straight through for Blackwell. 74-59 Wisconsin. 6 minutes remaining. Kai Johnson, front court right, feeds Sawyer at the top of the circle. Bounces to Williams high on the left. Williams feeding Moore. He's with Max Klesmit between the circles. Finds a curling Kai Johnson. in the lane, covered up by Nolan Winter. Johnson with a wide pass. Moore is able to run it down just short of the mid-stripe. 8 on the shot clock. Moore against Klesman. Oh, he reached in.
Offensive.
They're going to get Max here.
Foul.
Oh, wow. They're going to get Max for the foul. He took one to the throat. That's going to be the third on Klesman. And number 6 on Wisconsin. 5:38 remaining. 74-59. The Badgers.
Yeah, that's one that probably should go your way, Max. Did everything right. There's not much you can do.
Moore, baseline right will inbound, loops it into Sawyer. Bounces to Money Williams out between the circles. Williams feeds Johnson left side. Tanjay with a quick close. Johnson high on the left, off the Sawyer screen, slips it into Sawyer to the rim, layup way too hard, no good, but a
late
foul.
Yeah.
Ooh. Now the Badgers racking up the fouls. Another one on Klesman. That's going to be his fourth with 5:25 remaining. McGee and Gilmore ready to check back in.
But right now you're going back and forth. You're trading baskets.
Which is okay.
I was just going to say, I normally don't say that. It's okay. But you got 5:25 left. You're up, a good amount here by 15. Coach Guard, close your ears, all right? You can do that. It's okay.
First free throw for Sawyer is good. He has 14 points.
Now, film it won't be okay when you break it down tonight and into tomorrow if you close this thing out the way you should, but you can survive. Hey, it's survive in advance for a reason.
Second free throw coming up for Sawyer, junior college transfer, Community College of San Francisco. Was a 6-man last year for the Grizzlies, a fixture in the lineup this year. Hits both free throws. Austin Patterson will come in. 74-61 Wisconsin, 5:25 remaining. 5 on the floor for the Badgers. Crowell, Tanjay, Blackwell, McGee, and Carter Gilmore. And up the floor is
zone here by Montana.
The 1-2-2, bad pass stolen away. Here's Williams driving the lane to the rim, up, missed it. Rebound, Kai Johnson low on the right, and a foul is called. Kamari McGee is a little more turnovers than usual we've seen out of Kamari this season.
Well, the reason you can't make that pass against the zone, a bounce pass to the high post, there's arms everywhere. You can't make that. You got a ball fake low, throw it high, because you got a 7-footer in the high post with Big Steve.
1-1 for Kai Johnson. The front end is good. He has 15 today, 74-62 Wisconsin with 5:11 remaining. Montana trying to make one big push here in the final 5 minutes and change. Second free throw is airborne. That's short. Rebound Gilmore. 12-point lead Wisconsin, 5:07 and counting to play. McGee outside right. Zone continues from Montana. McGee looks over it. Goes to Gilmore, right foul line extended. He pivots. Retreat dribble above the three-point line. Now McGee darts it into crowd left elbow. Out to Gilmore. Extra pass Tanjay. Right corner. Good close from Patterson. 5 to shoot. Blackwell, right corner 3 is off the rim. No good. Rebound tip. Gathered by Money Williams of Montana. Chance to cut it to 10 or 9 with a deep shot. And here's Moore for 3. Right side. It's off the rim. No good. Blackwell the rebound. 4.5 minutes to play. 74-62 Wisconsin. Blackwell outside right. Montana stays in the zone. A little 1-2-2 look. Here's Gilmore. Left corner 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound tapped out to Tanjay. Run some offense here, boys. Here's Blackwell. Right lane line. Driving, stops, pops mid-post. In and out, no good. Gilmore the rebound, and he got fouled. 2 free throws coming up for Carter Gilmore as the Badgers hitting the offensive glass.
The zone is throwing some difficult looks there.
Yeah.
Wisconsin hasn't scored a field goal in the last 5:43, but that's why we talked about drawing fouls was going to be a big part of this game. They've done that. They've been able to get to the free throw line and score from the free throw line.
Gilmore hits the first free throw. That foul was on Austin Patterson, his first. Tajon Sawyer in for Malik Moore. Carter Gilmore playing well here today. He has 8 points this afternoon.
Carter Gilmore and Axe, both guys have come in and given a pop to this team.
Second free throw off the bracket, no good. Sawyer the rebound. 75-62 Wisconsin with 4:05 to play. Johnson hands off to Williams between the circles. Williams defended by Blackwell. A toss to Patterson. He's with McGee outside right. High screen Sawyer. Patterson turns, throws to Sawyer. Right block against Gilmore. Throws it up. Off the glass and rim. No good. Crowell the rebound. Outlet to Tanjay. John will bring it up the right sideline. 3:45 to play. Tanjay off the right wing. Spins it out to Crowell. Baseline right. Crowell backing on Sawyer. Backing his Crowell. Backing, shakes. Inside, up, and in. Front rim and rolled through. 77-62 Wisconsin. 3.5 minutes to play. Here's Williams. He'll try a three. Up top, around and out, no good. McGee the rebound for Wisconsin. And now Blackwell to the front court. Badgers up 15 with 3:15 to play. Blackwell left of the lane. Takes it to the wing. Throws to McGee between the circles. McGee out high. Sends it to Gilmore. Straight up defense for Montana. Blackwell baseline left. Drives reverse. Layup is good for Blackwell. And the Badgers pulling away 79-62 with 2:55 remaining. Kai Johnson outside rights. Johnson left-hand hip-high dribble. Sets it in motion between the circles. Throws to Pridgeon left of the wheel. Bounce pass to Money Williams high on the left. 13 to shoot. Patterson against McGee up top. And throw right side to Kai Johnson. 8 to shoot. Johnson baseline right. Drives on Gilmore. And he throws it away trying to kick it back out to Williams. It goes out of bounds. It'll belong to Wisconsin. Badgers will have it up 17 as we have the under 4 media timeout. 2 minutes, 32 seconds remaining. Wisconsin 79, Montana 62. This is Badger basketball from Learfield.
Save big money on the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards. Steel roofing adds value to your home with superior wind and hail resistance. Choose from 29 beautiful colors. Available in cut to your length panels for fast installation. View our entire selection of steel roofing today on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer for other hot deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Jerry?
Yes, honey.
Ooh, don't you think... Jerry!
I know. I'm calling Cleary.
You know, sometimes DIY means don't involve yourself. You can still have the building of your dreams. Just let the amazing team at Cleary do the work we love. Cleary Building Corp., stopping do-it-yourselfers from injuring themselves since 1978.
An elegant, intimate experience in fine dining is right here at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. The Copper Oak Steakhouse and Lounge features choice cuts of Angus beef and fresh seafood prepared to perfection over an open flame grill. Complemented by an extensive selection of fine wines and signature martinis. A passion for detail in exceptional dining. The Copper Oak Steakhouse and Lounge at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells. Open Thursday through Sunday. Call and make your reservations today.
Time to pick today's Old Dominion Best of the Game, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best of the game and is proud to be the official freight carrier of Wisconsin Athletics. John Blackwell. You have a lot of choices here, but Butchie, John Blackwell, 19 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. Pretty good day's work again for the young guy.
Well, and like I said, it's kind of been a quiet 19. And I think that's the thing that I look at with it in moments. I don't feel like John has been aggressive enough throughout the year, but he's also got everybody where they needed to be. Mm-hmm. But when he's like, you look at it, he's still got 15 points. It's like, where did that come from? Well, now he's got 19 today, and he's been really, really good. He's been good all year, but this afternoon, been really, really good. Really fun.
All of his points inside the arc, 7 of 12. Good, strong drives, couple of mid-range J's, 5 of 6 at the foul line. It's 79-62 Wisconsin, 2 minutes and 32 seconds remaining here in Denver. Tanjay, Blackwell, Crowell, Gilmore, and McGee on the floor for Wisconsin. As Tanjay will inbound, sideline right front court. Throws it into Gilmore, just outside the center circle. A couple of dribbles to his left. He'll hand off to Blackwell. Beats Crowell right of the wheel. Bridget defending a back cut. McGee glides to the goal. The layup is good. They were trying to turn up the heat in the half-court D, and Kamari McGee got loose. 81-62 Wisconsin. Whitney off the right wing. Stops in the lane. Short jumper in the paint. No good. Rebound tipped. Grabbed by Gilmore. 2:08 remaining. 81-62 Wisconsin. Blackwell left side of the front court for the Badgers. He'll throw to Gilmore, top of the circle. Loops it in. Tough pass. Nice catch. Crowd goes up. Right hand. Good. 83-62 Wisconsin, a minute 53 remaining.
Start getting the reserves in there.
Here we go. It's about to happen. Marcus Silver ready to come in. There's Whitney, feeds Patterson left side with a shot fake. Bounce pass Whitney at the top, throws it back to Patterson, fakes the three, dribbles off the wing, splits two defenders. Those are the penalties up and in. 83-64 Wisconsin with 90 seconds remaining. We'll see Danicki over and Enos at the next whistle. Blackwell against Mike Williams, throwing crowd high rights. 1:23 remaining. Now Gilmore out high. Rotates to Tanjay on the left wing. Tanjay outside left. Patterson defends. Shot clock at 10. Tanjay driving to the cup. Reverse layup. No, but another foul. And 2 more free throws coming up for John Tanjay.
Really in that second half. I mean, it was a 4-point game. Carter Gilmore drills the three, and they haven't looked back since. But a great response by Wisconsin.
Yes.
And what could have been, dicey and moment. And I think this is why this year's team's so much different than last year's. Not that it's just the experience, handle the moments, understand what the moments are. Somebody that you don't expect, plays big. Whether it's X, whether it was Carter, whoever it was, they've stepped up, and it's. In this group, I think they've got a lot of basketball ahead of them still.
Tanjay hits the first free throw. Patterson was called for the foul. Amari Jetkins back into the game. Jalen Foy, 6'7" junior. We're about to see Ricardo Greppi check in for Stephen Crowell. 84-64 Wisconsin with 1:13 remaining.
I know this. They've earned another 40 minutes.
They have earned another 40. Second free throw for Tanjay in the air, and that is in and out and back in. And that'll wrap up the day for Tanjay as Marcus Silver will check in. So I guess we'll care about that BYU.
We do care a little bit, exactly. There's no question about that, and that's what we needed. And that's what they needed, and I think this group answered the question.
They did. Cameron Hunter in the lineup. Both teams clearing the bench now. He's meaningful to get out on the floor in an NCAA tournament game. And if you have the chance to do it, you do it. Adam Schaaf in there for Montana. Jeremiah Darg into the front court. He'll hand off to Jetkins with 65 seconds to play. 85-64 Wisconsin. Dargan high on the left. Works off the high screen. Picked up by Janicki. Bounce to Davison. Left block. Left shoulder turn. Flipped it in with the right hand. Zach Davison with the bucket. 85-66 Wisconsin. 50 seconds remaining. Ricardo Greppi, the freshman from Italy, gives to Marcus Silver, the senior from Estonia. Hangs in the air, feeds Cameron Hunter. And a wide pass. X cannot run it down. Out of bounds. It'll belong to Montana. Chris Hodges and Isaac Gard now will come into the game with 40 seconds remaining. 85-66 Wisconsin. As the Badgers will play either BYU or VCU on Saturday here in Denver, Colorado. Here's a three-shot. Schaaf in the right corner. An air ball grabbed weak side by Greppi. Down to 30 seconds remaining, and Cameron Hunter will throw to Greppi between the circles. And he threw it away. Wanted Hodges. That is picked off inside by Davison. And now Jetkins to the front court. Hands off to Dargan outside right. Jeremiah Dargan. Crowd wants him to shoot, so he will. Left side three, and that's off the mark and out of bounds. Just a bit outside. Down to 12.4 seconds remaining.
I don't know what Greppi was doing on that pass, though. I'm still thinking to myself, what was he doing there? Oh, I think Greg was asking the same thing.
There we go. Cameron Hunter will dribble out the clock, and the Wisconsin Badgers will advance to the round of 32. Montana threatened to make it interesting. Got within 4 in the second half. Carter Gilmore banged a three, and that got the Badgers restarted en route to a 19-point win here in the opening round.
Everything you needed to see. Yeah, best thing was getting out there, playing at 11:30 Mountain Time, and getting the results you needed to get.
We will keep it here, as I believe we'll be joined courtside by head coach Greg Gard as the Wisconsin Badgers defeat the Montana Grizzlies here this afternoon, 85-66. A terrific season for Montana. Winners of 14 of their final 16 games. They finished the year 25 wins, 10 losses. The Badgers move forward. They are 27-9 going into the second round of this NCAA tournament. Badgers led at the half 40-32, and they take care of their business here in the second half, and will move on to the round of 32 here in Denver, Colorado, as Coach Guard joining us here courtside as the Badgers advance with balanced scoring. A lot of guys in double figures.